stage at the Buffalo Chips?
No, the big giant stage.
Yeah, Buffalo Chip Chains. Buffalo Chip.
Oh my God!
You were there. I was there.
I was there for the 50th. Yep.
Yeah, I took my big chopper up there, and I took my 2 antique motorcycles.
I flew up there, and I took my sister. I thought it would be an adventure, so I took my sister. Donna and me and my sister and her husband went up.
It is an adventure.
We flew to Rapid City, though. We didn't fly. No, we landed. I think I went over to Spearfish. It might have been.
Yeah, they got an airport too.
Little airport.
Yeah.
I love flying up there. It's a nice little flight.
Thank you, man.
Did you go see the Indian chief? Over.
Not that time, but I did.
Crazy Horse.
The big.
Yeah,
it's not much. It's
When you get up to it, though, the scale of that
family. The family does a little light show up there.
We drove through a thing right down from Rushmore. It was like an outdoor zoo, man, and lions and all kinds of shit would come off your car.
Bear City?
Now, you know the
I think that's what it was.
You know the Badlands. The Badlands are really.
They're weird looking.
Oh, they're really. It's spectacular. It's a spectacular trip.
The reason that Sturgis ride is so popular is because during the day there's so many things. Deadwood.
Yeah. Deadwood is gambling. We went up there when there was gambling.
Yeah, it's kind of shit though.
Is that? It's not like real gambling.
It's not like as good as Blackhawk.
No, not even. Which is weird.
This was before Colorado had gambling, and that was a big deal with Deadwood.
But there's something to go do as a day trip every day.
So what is? Are their stakes too low, Mark? The gambling?
It's just so tiny, man. It's like
different.
Well, I remember it's a little.
Oh my God, it's like nothing.
It might have grown now, right? No.
I don't know. It was. We were there. I mean, it's been probably 10 years, but it was tiny as hell. I don't even think we gambled.
Yeah, it's a fun area though. All through there, the Black Hills is really pretty, and the Badlands. Boy, when you go up there and you find guys from Germany and stuff that saved their whole life to come over and rent a Harley and do that.
Yeah, it's crazy. Geez, I went there in 92, 91. It's crazy now.
What do you mean?
It's how big it is.
Oh,
crazy.
It's funny because I've only been there like 3 times. So I was there in about 92, and then the 50th, and then one in between that.
I got a shirt. I can't remember which day it was on there and stuff. When was the 50th? What year was the 50th?
I don't even remember, but I know for sure.
Oh,
the 50th.
let's see, the 50th anniversary. That was a big deal. And you know what? When I went up there, I had no idea it was the 50th. I had no idea.
Oh, the Troubleshooter.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down.
Hello, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. We are here to help you solve problems, answer questions, and take complaints. This hour brought to you by Century RV. If you're looking for a used RV or a new RV, Century RV, both in near Longmont, I-25 and the 119 turnoff, and out here on 6th Avenue in Lakewood. So what's new? What are we doing? We are helping people. If you had to sum up this show, Mark, what's on your mind?
Well, you were just talking about Century. I talked to Ray this morning. I'm probably buying a unit from them. Did you realize?
Oh, God, they're so cool. They have a 32,000 square foot one just north of 6th Avenue between Kipling and Sims next to Woodley's. Did you go to that one?
No, I'm going down to Longmont. Is that the one you're talking about?
That's 119 turnoff. They have service up there, too.
I got to tell you, I didn't know this. They are the largest Cougar dealer, which is the largest. Cougar is the largest fifth wheel and travel trailer. They're number one in the U.S.
You and your dad are buying one, right?
I'm getting one for my dad, but it's not going to be a Cougar. But I didn't know that till today. That Cougar's number one, and Century is the number one Cougar dealer in the country.
Were they able to match the prices you found online?
Oh, they kill. Yes.
Really?
Yes.
And you can do it right here in town.
Yeah, but they'll beat anybody on Cougar anyhow because they're the number one. They buy them for $4 or $5 grand less on average.
CentryRV.com. That's Century as in 100. And it's 303-453-1111. You know, when I said that last time, people said, why do you keep saying Century as in 100? Because there's Century as in the guard. You know, the Century, S-E-N-T-R-Y. Anyway, this is Century as in 100, CentryRV.com, 303-453-1111. Let's go to the phones and help people. What do you say? Rob says, this bothered me. Rob says, road closures are killing my business. And, you know, I feel for you. I really do, Rob.
Yes.
Now, there's not much. I researched this. because it bothered me. People, businesses have tried to get adjustments and tried to get money during the normal infrastructure, maintenance and repair and all of that. The municipalities are immune from this. But sometimes there is business insurance or business interruption insurance that would cover this. And that's the one thing I wanted to ask if you had.
No, we never. We took over this business 3 years ago. That was not one of the things I don't think we even thought of. When we went to the insurance company, we went through everything because the owner before us had it way underinsured. But I don't. I guess I could go back and check with our insurance to see if that is.
I'm asking Compass about if that covers it, because some people say it does. Now, Rob, this is actually, I mean, this is devastating. You're talking about 75% reduction because people have to go out of the way. What kind of business? It's a restaurant?
No, we have a little meat shop.
A what?
A little meat shop.
Oh, like a butcher shop we used to call them. No fooling. I didn't even know. I mean, God, why would you get into that business nowadays with all of the competition in food?
We've been around since 1942. So I took over the business from my family.
But isn't it a dying tradition? And I don't mean to put you down or anything. Isn't it a dying, isn't it trending downward, these kinds of specialty shops?
Not really. A lot of people actually want to be able to come in and talk to a person and tell them what they want, instead of going to a big retailer where everything's just pre-packed and gassed and everything. We do everything fresh. We put everything fresh.
Now, you know, Tony's Meats, they started out that way and then had to expand, and they're like a boutique supermarket, a grocery store. Did you expand out of meat?
Yes, we had to do the same exact thing. So we do wild game processing during hunting season.
Cool.
Right now, we just started doing raw pet food.
Oh, that's cool.
That has really taken off, and you know, we just try to keep up with all the specialties.
All right, let's talk to Brian Burns.
But real quick, there was a convenience store a few years ago that had Travelers Insurance, so they sued them because all the road work going on for exactly what you're talking about. They had a policy that said if you lose business, it's supposed to step in.
Well, it's called business interruption insurance.
Exactly right. So what they did is Travelers said, no, we're not going to pay it because of the road work going on. So they sued Travelers saying, hey, it says for business interruption.
And you would sue bad faith.
Ultimately, the judge said in this case, no, Travelers is not responsible because even though the road work was going on, they still had access to get into the parking lot. If they had zero access and they were landlocked, that would have changed.
Okay, let's talk to Brian Burns of Compass Insurance. He does not carry your insurance. He is not your broker of record. Is that right, Rob?
Yes.
Okay, he is not. Okay, so Brian, as an expert, I'm asking you for business stoppage and interruption insurance. Have you ever heard of, you know, where traffic is detoured, Rob says his business is down 75%. Is there such coverage that would cover that?
Oh, that would be tough. Now, there obviously, I just heard you guys talking. Of course, there is business interruption.
And what does that cover? What does that cover?
It's for a covered loss is usually what you find in the definition of it. So let's say there was a fire to his building and he can't, you know, he's having to pay employees, and yet that's called business interruption. So he would then have that continued income coming in to be able to pay for his employees.
But it's not business interruption like the sewer and work or the road work or.
Yeah, that's the thing. There are some policies that will extend it, and it's called time element or business interruption, where because of some kind of authority shutting something down and keeping your customers from coming. The problem here is it doesn't sound like it's stopping them from coming. It's just reducing it.
Oh my God, it's reducing it a lot. But Brian, you do bring up a lot of important points. And now, very generally, for a store like a meat shop or butcher shop or specialty store, what do you recommend? Obviously, you need liability. What else do you recommend?
Well, you need property coverage for any property they have.
Right. So what do you call that? The law casualty. You need casualty and liability.
And property.
Workman's comp.
When you say property, what do you mean?
the actual, if they own the building.
Okay, gotcha. What else?
They own personal property inside of it. They want to make sure that that's all covered. A lot of times you even have to distinguish between having certain equipment that you have to schedule because it's not considered property.
And then business, marine, do you believe in business interruption?
Absolutely, yes. And you can only get that if you have property insurance of some kind. You can't get it with just general liability. So, but a lot of people, professional liability, a lot of people have a need for professional liability. Their work, it's kind of an errors and omissions.
That's right. Okay, Brian.
A lot of people don't have it. So
Brian is good to talk to. These guys will answer your questions, even if they're not your broker. That's how good they are. And it's Compass Insurance, 303-996-9000. Of course, they are on the exclusive referral list at referrallist.com, and if you don't use that list, seriously, you are crazy, because there's no reason not to use it. Now, Rob, going back to you, as we heard, insurance is not going to be a great deal, and your business is down 75%. One of the things we can do is help you, and I want to help you, if I can, by publicizing stuff. So where is the business?
Okay, so we're on the corner of 29th and Depew.
29th and Depew. Give me an idea. Why do you know that, Clint? Clint, how do you know that?
I used to live at 2810 Eaton, and we used to go there all the time. This is really a good place.
You went to that shop?
Yes. My wife and I went there regularly, and she bought all the meat there, and they are just, you guys done great.
I bet you were a meat cutter at one time.
No, I let them do that. They do a better job.
So, Rob, 29th and Depew, what's the name of it?
It's called Wheat Ridge Poultry and Meats.
Wheat Ridge Poultry and Meats, okay. And
we also have a smoothie shop that's our friends next door to us.
Okay, so this is Wheat Ridge Poultry and Meats, 29th and Depew. And let's say if people make their way through traffic or however, what's the access right now? How do they get there?
So right now you can only get to us if you're heading north on Sheridan or south on Sheridan, and you head west. There is no access from the east because of the way the roads are shut down.
So you have to come off Sheridan, heading west.
Yes. And we're we're 4 blocks west of Sheridan on Depew.
Well, Sheridan, though, goes north and south, right?
Right.
So what do you mean, Sheridan? You get on 29th?
West of Sheridan on Depew.
Oh, on Depew. Heading west on Depew, that's the only way.
West on 29th.
Oh, west on 29th to Depew.
4 blocks, and then you hit Depew, yes. And because the problem is they have 28th, they have a road closed on 28th.
Okay. So what are you going to offer people that come in and say, I heard you on Martino?
Well, what we're doing right now for anybody that comes in and mentions the road construction, any steak that we have is $1 off per pound. Our average steak costs are less than Walmart. So, I mean, we try to keep our prices low. Our meat is top quality.
Give me something off the entire order for people that listen to this and want to try you out. An extra 10%.
Okay, I was going to say we'll go 15%.
All right, 15% off of their very low prices.
Yes.
Okay. What is your phone number at the store?
It is 303-233-0757.
Listen, let's try to help these people out. It's a family-run operation for years and years and years. Nobody can beat our meat or poultry. That's 15% off if you make it through this construction. That's 29th and Depew. Wheat Ridge Poultry and Meats. Wheat Ridge Poultry and Meats off of Sheridan. The only way to get there now, off of Sheridan, when you head west on 29th to Depew. We had to come up with a little song. Nobody can beat our meats or poultry.
Beat our meats.
Nobody can, or poultry. And we got very low prices and 15% off. Get off of Sheridan, heading west on 29th to Depew. I don't know. So anyway, we'll figure it out. 303-233-0757. I like helping people. I feel bad for this guy. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Tim, you're getting IRS scam calls, right? People get them all the time. The IRS will never contact you by phone. Is that it in a nutshell? You didn't fall for it, did you?
No, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
By the way? Okay, yeah. So I didn't, but I keep getting messages left on my phone, and they keep calling maybe twice a day. So I did call them back just to see what would happen, and when I called them back, I had a lady say, IRS, how can I help you? And I said, hey, I've been getting calls from you. Can you tell me what this is about? And I said, can you give me your last name? And then when I refused to, then she just hung up. So crazy, but I have the number in front of me if you guys want to give it a shot.
I want to give it out, and I want people to inundate them. Go ahead.
Okay, it comes from Schenectady, New York.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hey, I was born there.
Yeah, they just spoofed the number probably. What's the number?
It's 518-557-5960.
All right.
And I'm sure
so that's the fake IRS. Thank you. We'll give that number out again for the fake IRS. We also have a guest in the studio we'll talk about. Joe Lazzara, criminal defense attorney. Unfortunately, I've been getting emails from people asking for his name because of the St. Paddy's Day weekend. They got popped for DUI. Listen, nobody has sympathy for that. You can use Uber and Lyft. It's so cheap. You notice I don't say taxis. Uber and Lyft. And you can get a designated driver. Joe Lazzara can help you through the system. Some people say, look, I'm guilty. I just want to plead guilty. Even if you want to do that, no matter what, you need an attorney to help you through the system. I'm not kidding. And minimize the impact on your life. Learn your lesson. Move on. 303-429-6200. 303-429-6200. Joseph A. Lazzara.
All the time calls. They've been there since World War II. It's a really nice, the state that just falls apart, you know. And then the scam thing, remember they called me in the office? Same.
When you say stuff that you don't know is as funny,
I didn't know you could say that on the radio.
I almost fell out of my chair. That was so funny.
Oh, what was that one?
No to beat or meat.
Oh. You're right.
Nobody can beat my meat.
Beat our meats.
Oh, shoot.
That's okay.
And then what'd you say? You can give us head.
That place deserves help. They were great.
So somebody's called me about a fake IRS call collection. I had a client call me this week. I have a message on my phone that I've saved.
It's like they're coming back with the same thing
I just got
again.
one in the office this morning. They called same thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, this is threatening to call the cops on me, which I'm sure is.
Nobody
a lot of people get my number from my clients.
Step back. I will not allow you to beat my meat.
The other one is they call up the one that they call them the message. There's another one that calls up and says it's
like T&A construction.
Mark, tomorrow will be a little different. Monday will be normal, but I will give you the sheet for I will give you an email for Friday because I had to move a bunch of stuff around, especially with him here. So
you got it.
I'm just going to do an email on it.
Oh my God, Tom.
Restraining order, assault.
Wow. But you haven't heard anything.
Me?
He had to say it like 3 times before you started.
Well, because you kept emphasizing it.
Nobody can beat our meat.
I don't know what she's done.
So finally I said, beat our meat. I guarantee someone steered off the road during that.
Obviously, that's terrible.
She does.
And the caller says, and I'm glad.
And yet she's a college professor.
That would be the. You know what? If I owned a butcher shop, I would. Somehow that would be it. Come beat our. We dare you to beat our meat.
Yeah.
God damn, you're a child.
You know what though? That probably helped people remember that shop. I'm really glad to help them.
Actually, 15%. That's way up there though.
Everybody tries to beat our meat.
I live a half a block away, literally.
No?
No, we
gotta stop with this.
We live at 2810 Eaton.
You're like a dog with a bone.
Oh,
yeah, maybe about 5 miles.
50% off.
Oh, my wife goes there occasionally. She used to go there all the time.
5.5, 55,000. You good with that? Inside your
5.5.
Inside your 401, 55 grand.
What was the other one going to be?
5.7.
Oh yeah.
Oh, 35 grand.
No, I would do it. Here's all I have to do. We have to do it with a lien and all the normal.
Of course, but how do we move the ball?
This is what I have to do. First of all, we got to get paid for that other, and then that.
You got to give me that info today.
Okay. Okay, and then I will take that money, and I will
Keep
put it
that
in
amount in
Austin
there.
Capital.
But you'll do Penske,
I'll
are you
put
going
it Austin Capital. I'll have
Just
it,
like Penske.
because then Jolliffe will take care of it.
Excuse me. Remember the sexting case up north with the kid?
Yeah.
So he got out, he's on a plan, he got arrested last night because he wasn't registered as a sex offender. The parents said, we registered him before he went to jail. I guess you get unregistered when you're in jail. So he's back in trouble.
Oh my God, what can we
So
do
they do,
about
I
it?
don't know. Do you even want to know?
Well, it's frustrating because we can't help the poor. This
50 kids at Prairie View years ago got mailed.
Yeah.
Would you
know what,
please
though?
call and see if that other kid has a job?
If
I
he
would-
gets this expunged at all,
I don't know. I feel bad.
Would you do
because
that?
They were registered.
Well, I don't know.
I've got all the information in a vault. And that's
Were
it.
they
man.
charged with international
Oh, you wanna keep it?
trafficking
You know
and
what?
childhood porn?
Would you give him the info so he can call?
there's not much we
What?
I want to see if that kid's
High school
working at
kids
the
are
auto parts
sexting?
place.
They get charged
Okay,
with
let me find out
international
what
trafficking
auto
and
parts
childhood
is.
porn.
Where's Suzanne?
Because it
Yeah.
was on the
There's
internet.
not
on
much
phone,
we can
because
do.
the
That's
phone-
the thing. I mean,
So you want me to kill it?
I mean, it's just nothing we can do. So it's
Just
just
what you want.
frustrated, and I don't want to bring more attention to this kid. So what I'm thinking is,
Well, it could be
has he called Joe's
him.
Dairy?
I don't know.
No, I listen on Suzanne.
Hey Moses, tell me if it's better. You want to reset the
They
mics?
have to do this. They're gonna run-
But are you positive you're good with that? That's what I need to know now.
Maybe really that's what you
so
need to
long
tell
as
him.
it's allowed. I know real estate is, as long as it's allowed.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Tom, maybe that's really what you need to tell him. Look, you guys got to figure out how to get the funds for an attorney. I mean, he has a public defender right now.
Well, every time they turn around, they screw up.
Yeah, this is so.
God, you guys feel bad for a sex offender.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino. You're a troubleshooter.
2 or 3 times.
Plumbline Services is doing a combination of a furnace and air conditioning check for $59, and they urge you to give them a call, and that's Plumbline Services. You know, the weather's good right now, and really, frankly, crews aren't working, so they want to offer these services, and it just keeps their crews working. Of course, if Plumbline finds something wrong, they'll let you know, and you can trust them. They're honest people. It's $59 for the combination furnace and air conditioning system check and tuned up. And here it is. It's 303-586-1086, 303-586-1086, plumlineservices.com. So Wink and Wink is with us. You know, I talked about Joe Lazara, criminal defense. I talk about Wink and Wink. I talk about personal injury, John Fuller. Here's the deal. These are attorneys I hope you never need, you know, Wink and Wink. Now, I want to ask Mike about some bankruptcy fraud that we came across. Ask his opinion on this.
Oh, that was horrible.
Yeah, we're gonna give him the specifics, see what he says, but and what they will do about it, because we'd like to know. But Mike, welcome to the show. Mike is with winkandwink.com, and I'll give you contact information later.
Mike, if there's assets real quick in a bankruptcy, these trustees out there, I mean, they got a nose to find them, right?
Yeah.
This one Tom's going to tell you about, they missed something.
And we'll talk about it. Okay. Let's keep going here and help you any way we can. Jason, what's going on with you, Jason? Jason? Yeah. Hey, what's happening?
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. What's going on, man?
What? I was thinking about if I'm doing this the right way, I want to take some guy to court for selling me a bug that's supposed to be turnkey.
For selling you a what, sir?
A VW
bug. A bug. Okay. Listen, I want to mention something. You know, we used to take on a lot of direct cases. We still do. And we never recommended small claims court. But lately, Mark, you know, found a couple cases, and he took people to small claims court and followed them through. And we have become quite the experts at helping people not only file, but the important thing is after you get a judgment, what to do. You can scare the hell out of people. We got cases where we get people in contempt and they go to jail, and the bond they have to post is what they owe. So we have had a lot of success with small claims court, and that's what you're talking about, right, Jason?
Yeah.
What is your question about it?
Well, I just want to sue him for the stuff. Well, my question is, I can only sue him for the stuff that didn't get done on the VW.
Well, let's take the case to begin with. You took your VW to a mechanic, and what went wrong? Let's just start there.
Actually, no. I went down there to go trade him some motorcycle parts.
Okay, so you traded him for what, a bug?
No, I just went down there to go trade him some parts, and then I started asking him how much of your VWs for sale, and he said he would sell me one, a turnkey. He would put a brand new transmission in it and put it...
Why, is this a salvage yard otherwise?
No, it's a business of his that he builds VWs, paints them, works on them, whatever.
Okay, so you made a deal to buy a VW.
Uh-huh.
What happened?
I wanted a VW that was turnkey. It was actually a present from...
I get it. You use that expression quite often, turnkey. It's still going to be as is, just so you know. It may be turnkey, meaning you turn the key, it starts. But and you don't have to add anything maybe. Like it can't be missing a starter. It can't be missing all of those elements. But it doesn't have to be in perfect condition. So I don't know where we're going with the story. What went wrong? That's the part I want to know. What went wrong? We know you bought it. What went wrong?
Well, he dropped it off at my house, and it would not start.
But what's wrong with it?
There's a lot of things wrong with it. I found out that the ground strap wasn't hooked up properly, and what else was wrong? The wrong carburetor was on it.
Well, wait, okay, hold on. Was it? Did you get anything in writing that said turnkey? Because that expression doesn't mean anything. So, but it would mean this. It truly would mean with a car, turnkey. So if truly it was a wrong carburetor, truly, then that would be, I would argue, it is not turnkey. That's Mike. What do you think about that, Mike Wink? Doesn't that sound logical to you with a car deal?
I mean, like you said, you're buying it as is. How much did you pay for the vehicle?
I paid $3,000.
I mean, that's a decent amount of money.
Well, here's the thing. It wasn't just the carburetor. It was a cracked intake manifold. The engine wasn't resealed.
Hold on now. Certain things will be as is, and certain things you could argue are not turnkey. But Jason, here's something you need to get through your head, or the judge will kick you out. He will dismiss it, and that is you have to differentiate what makes the car not turnkey. Now listen, we're not talking about a perfect car. We're talking about not turnkey. The carburetor, in my opinion, is the biggest deal. If truly it is the wrong carburetor. Now when I say wrong, it means it doesn't belong on that engine and it will not run with it. Is that what we mean by wrong?
Yes, exactly.
Then you have a good case just with that carburetor. What else is in that category? Not sealing the engine is not in that category. It would have to be something...
It is, because he's written it down that it would have all this stuff on
But when you say it wasn't sealed, what do you mean it wasn't sealed?
Well, the engine wasn't sealed at all.
What does that mean?
When you... resealing the heads...
Are you talking about a head gasket?
Oh, I'm talking about head gaskets.
Are you telling me, hold on, there was no, are you saying he put two pieces of metal together without a gasket?
Yes.
Well then, okay, then truly that is something. He truly did not use a head gasket or any sealant whatsoever.
Well, they don't actually use a head gasket.
Okay, that's what I was saying. If they don't use a head gasket, did he use sealant?
No, he did not.
How do you know?
I had another mechanic. I took it to another mechanic, and I'm having him right now rebuild the engine.
But you can't. Okay, you're going to lose your rights if you do that. You have to wait until you get a judgment of some kind, because if he's taking it apart and fixing it, you're going to have a matter of proof.
What do you mean a matter of proof?
Okay, the guy's going to say, I did seal it.
Oh, but, this guy is taking pictures.
Okay, good.
He does anything.
Good, Jason.
He's taking pictures. He's
good.
Writing down stuff.
All right, now, Jason, there's going to be a big problem, because I see you suing this guy for what it's costing you to fix the car, and you may not necessarily get that amount of money. Remember, turnkey just means it's a car and it matches, okay? It doesn't mean it's great condition. This is the hardest thing. What you did was a little wrong, because turnkey is an expression that's a little different than as is, but you have to differentiate. And another thing you mentioned, something was written down in addition to turnkey. You said he wrote down things that he did. Do you have actually a work order for this car?
Yes.
Good. Hold on. This is very difficult. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Speaking of cars, Rocky's Autos, that's your safe bet. Now, Rocky's does have used cars, and yes, they are as is, but you get a Carfax with every car. They check out the cars. You're welcome to check out a car. Here's the point. They have a huge selection and a huge price range, from cheap to expensive, but you'll always save. And the way you prove that is shop around and then put Rocky's on the list. They love you to shop. They just ask that you give them a chance to compete for your business. When you compare truly apples with apples, you'll find great deals at Rocky's. 63rd and Federal, Monday through Friday, 9 to 7. Saturday, 9 to 6. Check out the all-new Rocky'sAutos.com, 303-426-4646.
This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station. With Ross Kaminsky Mornings, Michael Brown.
What's that? But your life isn't long enough to do everything that you say you do. How do you have a 6-year VW repair shop?
I was 19 years old, married, had a kid on the way, had 6 boys, and owned the Bug Hospital and Bug House Limited.
Not that I doubt you.
I know, this is
just
weird.
That
I know I've done.
You're either the biggest bullshitter that ever lived, or you have lived 6 lives.
He proved it to you when he proved there was only stairs on the damn control tower. No, that's not true. It only goes up, what was it?
I don't know. So it goes up so many stairs.
And then it goes up on the elevator, then you got to walk.
The last 12. I'm going to have to go over there.
12 stories you have to walk.
12 stories you got to walk.
No.
The new big tower they built in New York to replace the Twin Towers, tallest building in the world.
No elevator.
No elevator.
Yeah, what do you got, a hook they bring?
They bring you up by crane.
The argument is this old control tower at Staples Center. You walk up the last 12 stories.
So do you win cases when you're buying cars? I guess it just says if it's as is. I mean.
Yeah, but he's got this fucking weird kind of
in the
turnkey as is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm also.
And I know this guy's going for the juggler. He thinks he's getting a new rebuilt engine, and they're going to pay for it.
Right.
And they're not
the
going
other
to.
thing is, did he take it back to the guy to say,
"No,
are you going to fix these things?" Because if you don't give him the opportunity.
The contracts that we have is used also
it doesn't
car
drag.
dealership cause that. But anyway, the contracts either
take off.
classified as a drive-away.
Let's take off and try to just do one speaker.
Well,
but it's never done it before.
Yeah, they bitch about it.
Yeah, they have to be specified.
Well, then just here, just unplug this.
Specified as a driveway.
Okay.
It's assumed to be a driveway.
Yeah, that's exactly. Ooh, that's pretty. What's that?
Let us know if that changes the speaker, guys.
Picture's nice looking, but God Almighty.
Would you get the number from her and call the auto parts store and see if that kid is still working at that place?
Walls in the ceiling. If you think about it, you're looking at the decoration. Boring.
He's the kid I was going to give $200 to. The
little. What if we really look at it? That was a little.
Get it handled.
That was a little nice. Okay. And this treatment up here in the ceiling. But this is, I don't know.
We do tin ceilings.
Look at this one big boring.
Have you seen the tin ceilings?
I am so bored of houses.
Have you seen the tin ceiling?
Yeah, well, I've seen the simulated tin.
Yeah,
that's what I would do. Yeah, I wouldn't do it.
It looks really good in the bathrooms and stuff.
But you
so you can get a simulated tin.
Oh my God, for pennies on the dollar.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
It's an embossed. It's either plastic or paper, a heavy paper, and then you do a faux on it, and it looks exactly like a metal tin.
Oh, I like that.
And it's
we
so
might
much
put some in
easier
our
to work
basement.
with.
Finish our basement, put some of that.
It's so much easier.
Yeah, that stuff is super expensive.
I've used the copper panels, though, the real copper ones.
Yeah, that to me is way overkill, unless you have some kind of major.
They're not very expensive.
Right. But then you have to patina them.
Yeah. And varnish them when you're done, so they keep whatever look you have.
Would they put that outside the home too? Could I have that on my home? I've got some copper looking.
Yeah, you can put copper. They're copper.
Yeah.
You look up at kimsealing.com and they have all kinds of patterns, all kinds of metals.
Just called. He's a manager now.
What?
He's a manager.
Huh? Did he hold out for general manager or just manager? Did you call him?
No,
Did you get the
text it to you?
Text me what?
The number.
His number?
Yeah. So it sounds better. Without taking that speaker off.
It does? I wonder if you got to plug him in, then plug him in, so they sync or something. Oh my God, some people.
But
this guy says I sound like John Madden.
So are you tied to iHeartMedia? Did they file bankruptcy? Did I hear that?
Well, what do you mean by tied? They pay me.
Okay, so you're still getting paid?
Yeah, I'm not an employee, but I'm a contractor with them, and yeah, we're still getting paid. Everyone.
It's all good long term.
There's no normal you don't have any contingency concerns?
Actually, as far as normal cash flow, they're making a profit if you exclude debt service.
Right.
So,
but Chapter 11 is got a level of risk always.
Oh, of course it does. I went through one.
Get through. Right.
Oh, it's a nightmare.
So if they don't get through,
in fact,
then what happens?
Almost, yeah. And then if they do get through, the failure rate is exceptional.
I don't know what it is, but
so you don't know. So you'd have to figure that out.
It's on the speaker. It slows and drags. So now
even Suzanne
what
sounded like it was the opposite of the high voice.
Would you tell us if it's fixed?
Yeah, we got to plug
Please let me know.
hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter,
simplyfloorsinc.com. Buddy Mitchell is the heart and soul. It is a, it is a wonderful company. I wanted to say small. It's small when you compare it to the big boxes and the exchanges and the mills and all these. He has the same buying power because of his buying group. That's what I love about these guys that got together. These independent guys got together all over the country with a buying group. So he can get you even better prices than the big guys because they actually have a bigger buying group. And you can save up to 40% over the big boxes for hardwoods, laminates, luxury vinyl tile, carpeting, ceramic tile, natural stone. I know the owner personally. I highly recommend them. They have a showroom at 52nd and Ward. They also take appointments online in your home. Just go to Simply Floors Inc. That's INC, simplyfloorsinc.com. You will love the treatment. You will love the savings. You will love the value and the quality. simplyfloorsinc.com. So Jason bought a car, and he said the guy would build up a VW and make it turnkey. And then at the same time, it's a used car, so it's going to be as is unless he got a warranty. And it will also be governed by any contracts he has. And he did say he had something in writing. Now, I fear that Jason suing this guy is going to try to get a rebuilt engine and a new car, basically, or a perfect car. And I think the judge will say, you didn't contract for a perfect car to begin with. So somehow we have to discern what are the damages for Jason. First and foremost, Jason, whatever the damages, I want to know, did you ask the guy to fix it before you went and had it done on your own?
Well, he wanted to put another engine in it, and I declined because he said it was an engine from a 1965 VW that was rebuilt in 1998 and sat in a barn for 20 years from 1998 to now. And
he did not offer you a suitable solution, in your opinion.
No, the reason why is because when he dropped the VW...
You told me why. You said it was an old engine.
No, the other thing, I went to go put... I got it. I figured out why it wasn't running. He forgot to put a ground strap on it that could have caused a car fire. What could have happened doesn't matter, okay? So the ground strap is minor. It could have caused a fire. But, Jason, I'm going to help you. When you go to court, remember this. All a judge cares about, and the party that wins, is the party that explains their case the best. It's not even the best case. It's the one that makes the judge understand it, because judges want to understand their rulings, and they want to justify them.
It is the attorney that outlines the case in the best way. Jason, forget about what could have happened. Forget about what did happen if it was easily fixed. Nothing matters. The journey, the painful and misery journey doesn't count. If you had a hassle, what counts is this. I bought a car that was as is, but it was supposed to be turnkey with these elements done according to the work order. These were not done, period. And it could not have been turnkey because it had the wrong carburetor. The quality of work is not in dispute. That's not, you can't sue for that. I know you think you can, but you can't. You can't sue for what could have been or what could have happened. It's what is the fact. You will win if you keep it simple like that. Now, I attempted to get it fixed, Your Honor, by this man, but he offered a solution I was not willing to accept. The engine was too old. It would not be good to do. We kept track of every expense I made. I do not expect to be paid for a perfect car, but I do expect to be reimbursed to what it cost to bring this car up to what he represented. Do you see the difference? You are suing to bring the car up to the standard he represented. There's a possibility, Jason, the money you're spending right now, you're not going to get all of it back. You're only going to get the amount.
I don't want all of it.
Okay, now.
I just wanted to be compensated.
That's right, and be compensated to bring it up to what he represented. What did he represent, quickly, in writing? What did he represent on that sheet?
Oh, it says, Cans with new mounts, axles, 1600cc engine.
All right. Go ahead.
Engine resealed, tuned up, brakes flush, adjusted, front alignment, have turnkey by mid-March unless more time needed. Well,
okay, Jason, you're going to go now and see which parts he did not do. You're going to present him with the bills for what you had to get done, and that's it. Now, did you have a specific question about suing this mechanic?
Well, I was talking to my dad, and he said I'm doing it completely backwards. He said he should have had, he has the right to fix it.
That's right, Jason. He does. But that's why I asked. But you said the solution he was offering was unacceptable. You don't have to accept just any solution.
Okay.
But the judge will say, did you give him an opportunity to fix it? And you're going to say yes.
Yes. And I didn't take it. I didn't.
That's right. And you had good reason not to take it because it was not as represented when you bought the car. I think you're on the right track. Make sure you get him served. And please, Jason, I want you to limit it to the facts, and that will help you. Lou, what's going on with you, Lou?
Hi, Tom.
Hey, what's happening?
Well, I've got I don't know, it seems like a kind of a strange situation up here in Frederick, Colorado.
What is strange about it?
We've got a mayor, Tony Carey. He's been our mayor for about the last 6 years.
Yes.
And
local politics, I'm just going to tell you, Lou, local politics are a major problem when you try to get people involved, and I'll tell you because there is a process and they follow the process. If you're not satisfied, it goes way beyond just not being satisfied. You have to have some real stuff. So in a nutshell, are you alleging any improprieties?
I'm not sure. What I'm going to tell you is actual fact, and you can derive from that if it's inappropriate.
All right. Okay. The actual fact is what? Quickly, like without a story. What are the actual facts?
The mayor is having his son run for trustee.
Yes.
His son is 18 years old and a senior in high school.
Okay, and that is perfectly legal if it's perfectly legal. If you know what I mean. Hold on, and we'll talk about this. You know, we may not like certain things like this, but it's up to the people to vote. Now, we'll explore that and more. Frederick, the mayor, he's having his son run for office. His son is 18, might be unqualified. That's why somebody should run against him. But we'll get opinions on that. Also, I want to remind you, and I do have some emails, Mike Wink from Wink and winkandwink.com, the law firm. We will talk to him coming up as well. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. You heard me talk about Simply Floors for saving money. If you want to save money in your kitchen and your bath, artofgranite.net, Art of Granite. Somebody said, Tom, you mentioned that Art of Granite is a direct stone importer, and they can do all solid surface, and you save money, and they will give prices on the phone. You also mentioned they will do the bathroom free when you have the kitchen done. My question is, what if I just want the bathroom done? No problem. You can have the bathroom done. It's not going to be free, of course, but you can get it done. Now, if you have the bathroom done, he'll just give you a price for the bathroom, and maybe he'll throw in a little extra for something, who knows. Give him a call. Here's the great part. He's not afraid to give prices on the phone. When you give him the measurements, maybe a photo or two. Call him and get the process started. And that price won't alter much. Just a few bucks, depending on the wholesale counter material you get. He always charges you only wholesale. The custom edges, sinks, and cabinets. He's open 6 days a week, closed Sundays, and he does serve the mountain communities as well. 303-386-5919, 386-5919, artofgranite.net.
Okay, good.
Let's go, Mike.
Good. Man, we got a lot of
fire crews are on the scene of a crash on the eastbound side of 6th Avenue approaching I-5. The left lanes are blocked. Traffic is getting by in that far right shoulder, but expect big delays there. On the highway, another serious accident. An auto bicycle accident has northbound Colorado closed at 11th Avenue. No estimated time when it will reopen. Also off highway, there's another crash southbound Colorado at Montview. It's got traffic backed up past 29th. The weather forecast, partly sunny, warm today with a high near 73. Tonight, mostly cloudy overnight, a low 44. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, breezy with a high near 70. Right now, a few clouds and 56. With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 K-How.
This report is brought to you by Match.com. Dating can be fun, but when looking for a real relationship, you're ready for Match. Go to Match.com/love for 7 days free. This free offer is only at Match.com/love. Match.com/love.
Do you know what I love about Art of Granite? You can get price quotes on the phone. All you have to do is have some measurements and a photo. Give them a call. 303-386-5919. Art of Granite supplies premier designer countertops and cabinets. Importer of stone, granite, and quartz, and other natural stone, and all solid surfaces. Visit their showroom in Golden. Get your wholesale countertop material, custom edges, sinks, cabinets, and you'll love the work they do. They'll make an appointment right then, and from the templating appointment, it takes just 1 week for installation. Serving Denver Metro and the mountain communities. And when you have the kitchen done, they do the bathroom free. And they tear out and haul away everything free. Artofgranite.net. 303-386-5919. That's 303-386-5919.
Hey, Tom. Ladies ask, good afternoon, any of the flat fee realty companies are reputable?
They're horrible.
A couple of flat fee realties on our referral list.
Yeah, I know, but
yeah,
I don't have a problem with any of them.
Okay.
That's why you need Indeed.com. Post a job in minutes. Set up screening questions based on your job report.
I don't like the business model.
Why not?
We'll talk about it.
Well, okay, I'll give you one. My parents tried one to sell their house. They used them for probably 7 months. Absolutely nothing. Switched to the best realtor and probably sold it within a month for more than they were asking on the other one. They don't put any money in advertising, cleaning. They don't. If all you're getting is a certain amount, you're not going to spend any money.
Now, if a second home purchase hasn't crossed your mind,
I would, instead of doing that, I would do I would do for sale by owner, and do and I would pay a co-op to you say that, and people will bring people to you. They won't do it if you do a FISBO. You won't get people bringing to you. But you'll get realtors bringing to you if you say, we'll pay co-op. So co-op is important. The other thing
Meaning you'll pay some of the buyer's agent?
You'll pay all of it. Okay, co-op.
I got it.
So that's what amounts to a flat fee.
Right.
You know, and then the other one, well, it's not a flat fee, it's a co-op based on the sale.
Right.
The other one is...
and what percentage typically the buyer's agent get?
3.5.
3.5.
Or 2.8, I'm sorry, 2.8. 2.8. But, there's a 7% or 6% total. So I believe the buyer only gets 2.8. I believe I don't know. That's what I heard. But
on the flat fees, do they realtors? Does that other realtor still get his full co-op?
There's no co-op. It's a flat fee. Here's the deal.
Oh, so there's no incentive for the others to come.
Bingo.
Wow.
With a flat fee, but sometimes it's a flat fee. Plus
the voices are real deep.
Right.
Co-op is the big unknown.
Yeah.
Because
it seems like an area ripe for.
I could switch over. Should I switch over?
I mean, because you can list them online. People can search them
Try
online, right? Trulia and all that. But there's still.
Buyer's agent. I'm on the 24 too. I always do. If the prices are real deep, doesn't cost you anything. Yeah, but that's not really true. I mean, you know, the cost is, if the cost is borne by somebody in the party, it's not free.
Your chains dragging behind your truck.
The point is, it's a lot of money.
Wildfire.
You know,
It's a change, not a wildfire.
you're talking about age $900,000 homes where they're taking 6%.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So we talked about Simply Floors, we talked about Art of Granite, now I'm going to talk about buy and build. Saving money. Saving money. We help people, we help them in buying decisions. Buy and Build is at 4800 Washington Street, a big, ugly, giant warehouse filled with deals. They're short on frills, but big on thrills. If you go there, you'll find light fixtures at incredible savings over these big light stores. And plumbing fixtures, pennies on the dollar. And if you go for cabinets or countertops, listen, you get your contractor to go there because obviously with the cabinets they have to assemble, and with granite countertops you got to get all that done. These are for people who have projects or people that want to do things on their own, or they have their contractor and they want to kind of be involved. Buyandbuild.net, you'll save a ton of money, and it is 4800 Washington Street. So let's keep going here. Mike Wink is with us with Wink and Wink. And we do have some stuff to talk about there with emails, but I want to go on to some other stuff like Lou. He said there's some shenanigans. Now, Mike Wink, as an attorney, what would you say if somebody said, I think it's wrong, Tony Carey, the mayor up at Frederick, is having his 18-year-old son run for office? What would you say?
Well, if it's legal to be 18 and be the treasurer, then anybody can run.
Right.
Theoretically.
Now, obviously, Lou, in my opinion, I say obviously, my mind immediately thinks, okay, the guy wants to control the treasurer, he wants his son to do it, and it's nepotism and all that. But I don't know of any, there are no laws being broken. I mean, you can have a husband and wife hold office as long as they're duly elected. So run against them.
No, I understand that, and he may turn out to be a very good person to be in the town here, but the way they're going about it's very deceptive.
Like how? What part is deceptive?
Typically in a small town election, you have a lot of yard signs, for instance.
Okay.
That's one of the main ways that they communicate. And on these yard signs, it's very simple. It says "Carey for trustee." Well,
I thought you said treasurer, or did you say trustee?
No, it's trustee, not treasurer.
Oh, okay.
Trustee. There's 6 trustees.
Okay, so what should they have on the sign?
Yeah.
Well, it's just...
They should have...
my son is running for trustee.
No, they should have his first, so-and-so...
first name.
So why? To differentiate from the mayor?
Yes, because Tony Carey has name recognition here.
Okay.
And it'd be like Trump for president. Well,
can you imagine if every Kennedy had to have their first name?
Listen, I know what you're saying, and that is a technicality, but I don't think any laws are broken. And should they have that he's an 18-year-old high school student on the sign?
Well,
of course not.
To me, it doesn't pass the smell test. It's very deceptive.
But that's why we have elections.
Exactly.
So,
and I thought I'd call you and get this out.
We are getting it out. We are getting it out, and I think it's a great idea to get it out. That's why, that's why we have the adversarial party system. It's a great system. You find dirt on each other. I mean, obviously we say we don't want dirt. But you know what? Sometimes dirt is good because we find out why somebody should not hold office. I'd also like to know why someone should hold office as well. But Lou, nothing is preventing you from launching a campaign against this kid.
No, absolutely.
What's his first name, by the way?
Nick.
Nick. Who is running against him?
There are 5 other people running against him.
Okay, for 1 seat, are they 5 for 1 seat or 5 for 2 seats? What is it?
There's 6 total running for 3 vacancies.
6 for 3 vacancies. So I would get the opponents to get the word out.
And do you have a dog in the fight? Is there someone you want to win?
Who knows?
I mean, here's the deal. I was so angry at my state representative, I ran. Yeah.
I mean,
put that down. He
local elections, I'm sure there's tons of people voting without knowing much about it, right?
But in small towns, it should be all over the place. The coffee shops are talking about this,
Yeah, I mean, it should be, I guess. I mean, I feel like when I'm voting on my local trustee, I couldn't tell you one from another. It's like one of them I know, like through a youth group. I don't know anything really about this person, right? Like I know it's like my friend of a friend's. You know what I mean?
Or you Highlands Ranch or something? Or
I'm in Superior, Colorado.
Well, that's pretty small.
Yeah.
You're right up there in the same neighborhood.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying. I mean, you know the people, but you don't
really know.
You don't really know.
Something like this, if they say it's an 18-year-old high school kid, wow, that neighbors would be talking.
Right. No, you're right. That's kind of exceptional.
I'd kind of be excited that a kid that young was interested enough to.
Is that, I wonder if it's a paid position?
Well, it's not a free position.
I wouldn't vote for an 18-year-old to be a trustee or a treasurer.
I don't really. So you're telling me if you're in high school, and one of your buddies is running for treasurer, you're not going to vote for an 18-year-old. You said you would never.
He's a trustee.
See, this is crazy. He said treasurer.
For the high school treasurer, that's fine.
With Mark, the words are never, always. Hey, he's an attorney.
There is no video link without logging into this guy that wants to possible endorsement.
I would never do it again. It's really hard on your family.
If you hit www.
Really glad I did.
Administration official says the tariffs are valued at $50 billion and will target 1,300 products.
The video, I think, is on the website if you scroll down. Now, this is what the guy told me yesterday.
Here it is.
Or the day before. Scroll down.
Here's the website.
He said watch the video. I'll tell him that. So here's what he says.
Just this one?
He was meeting with the city of Colorado Springs the other day. MGM Grand is one of his clients. And anyway, he started talking about saving energy. I said, look at here. I said, if you're trying to sell us something, we don't even have an energy bill like even close to like MGM Grand or something. No, not at all. I want to partner with you guys to advertise. I don't know where the video is. I can ask him.
Yeah, if you hit that, it just reloads the page. And then you have to put in a name.
But he was really interested in meeting with you.
Rodney Dunn. Let's put that in.
Where is Frederick?
North
on I-25.
Isn't it by Firestone?
Highway 52, exactly. Is it? Is it Highway 52?
Yeah, I think it is.
The president's lead lawyer
I bet it's not that could be. Population's 12,000.
That's too cold.
A sell-off on Wall Street.
Now, where's the video?
By renewed fear of a trade war.
There it is. Okay, good.
So he was really serious.
He sounds, he looks like a, older guy.
What's he peddling?
I don't know.
Some saving energy.
Saving energy.
Hold on, listen.
That's a big deal company, it looks like.
Intelligent city integration. Street lighting is a huge expense, but it has to be safe at night. In Warsaw, there are 109,000 street lamps.
He's selling LED lighting?
This is a really huge
He was meeting with the city of Colorado Springs the other day and was in town, wanted to meet with us.
LED technology,
which means about 30 street lights for every kilometer of road.
That might be the whole deal.
The average city has about 30,000 lamps. In a city that size, the cost of electricity and maintenance for street lighting.
Oh my God, hand me a gun.
I'm going to take a nap.
We know how to save
Hey,
those cities half those costs and more.
Hey, Daniel. Jeez.
You're right, 12,000. You
There
guys
is
on
a
that?
simple solution. Programmed working schedule. Normally, street lamps are on all night. That's about 11 hours per day. They burn at full power, and while we can't turn them off, that doesn't
You
mean
know
we can't
pretty
be
much
dead.
you know half the people there, you think?
Right.
No, I can't. It's 12,000, 12,400 and Superior.
I'm not the most outgoing, I'll tell you that.
No, I just.
You know what? Let's just come back and play that for a while.
It's a beautiful area. You guys got a lot of hardwood trees,
like
a lot of
street,
maple
that is
trees
a
around.
very boring video.
Yeah, Superior
Street
Street.
lamps, they need somebody to work on their video for them.
What's the,
We think street lamps are the best.
we need lights. Because
I'll bet a
it's
place
dark,
like the
if
MGM
it's
Grand,
not
they
light,
do all
it's dark
LED
at
technology.
night.
Average lamp stays on 11 hours.
What, was he going to propose that they shouldn't be on all night?
No, no, I think
So he says, well, we can't turn them
off.
off. There are other savings.
I propose we do less
Right.
street lamps.
We are part of slow talk.
Right. Not only do I talk slow, but I will cover many irrelevant
How about,
points.
it's even harder. Hey, Dan, how about Seinfeld, the one?
Oh, the low talker.
Yeah.
What happened?
What did Jerry end up
because
doing?
of low talker, what did Jerry end up doing? Yeah.
You can make
I don't know why.
You had to wear the puffy shirt on the Today Show.
Why is that? I
For
don't
Good
make the
Morning
connection.
America.
Because she asked him at the restaurant when Kramer went to the bathroom,
And he went,
and he came here and he goes, yeah, he just said, shook his head and said, yeah. Uh-huh.
They had to wear the pirate
He
shirt.
goes, I gotta wear this?
God, you know what? Everything that they bring up, like low talkers, we've encountered.
Yeah,
There are people
absolutely.
that touch you.
Yeah, the
or-
two-face. Or like sometimes they look great and it's
Right.
like,
Oh, yeah! Yeah.
yeah.
And light,
Yeah.
Oh!
Those writers were really good.
They were
Ugly
good.
babies.
Kramer goes, you look like a pirate. Jerry goes, I don't want to be a pirate.
Their writers really knew how to look at humanity and pull out.
Yeah,
There's only two writers, really. There's only
Larry
two.
David
and
Oh, no, they had a bunch of writers. They
They
were
had
the
a bunch.
producers. They were the executive producers.
I know, but they did most of it. Larry David did most of the
Well,
writing.
Festivus is still one of my favorite things.
Okay.
Feats of strength.
Okay, what else?
And then the airing of grievances.
Okay.
The grievances.
And
Yeah.
then,
There was like a pole, right?
Yeah, the aluminum pole.
Yeah, what was it called?
That's what it called, the aluminum pole.
Oh, God. Festivus for the rest of us.
And that's how the show ended. Because who was the guy that laughed at the last of the show? And then his dad said, okay, he's going to wrestle George.
Oh, the boss, man.
Kruger. Karuger. Remember that?
The feats of strength.
Your arms on the building. No, it's Karuger.
Aren't they the ones that botched the Statue of Liberty?
What is
authorized?
That's
by
it.
that?
That's
What
the
is
one.
that? What is it?
It's
It's our gateway to take credit cards over the internet.
Oh, okay.
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. And this hour, brought to you by the Raleigh House. It's a drug rehabilitation treatment center. They have multiple locations in the Denver area. But the number I'm going to give you is not to call and sign up. I mean, I guess you could. But the reason for the number is for information. But first, let me give you my number, 303-MARTINO, 24/7 for help. So many people need help, information, and referrals. If you do need help, call this show. We directly help people through the years, recovering hundreds of millions of dollars in cash, merchandise, exchanges, refunds, and services. Live on Facebook, live on YouTube, live on the iHeartRadio app, and of course on our radio stations and KHOW here in Denver. Let's talk about your problems, questions, and complaints. And when it comes to addiction, one thing we all know, addiction doesn't just spontaneously get better. Something has to happen. And usually you need information to begin with. If you wake up one day and find some drugs in your kid's room or in your husband's pant pocket, or you hear about some addiction, alcoholism, illegal drug use, methamphetamines, painkillers, the first thing you're going to ask is, what do I do, right? How do I know there's a problem? What do I look for? How long has it been going on? What do I say? How do I approach them? What is treatment? What's the Raleigh House? Does the Salvation Army still have its free program? Can you tell me what kinds of treatment you do, and what is out there in general for treatment, how much does it cost, and does insurance pay, and can you help me approach the addict in my life? Any question you have, get the picture, just call 720-893-5559. 720-893-5559. This call could be the beginning of saving someone's life. It's that simple. Just get information, okay? Please just do that for me. Get information to start the ball rolling. This is a consumer show. Wink and Wink is with us, and we wanted to talk about a bankruptcy fraud as well as your problems. So Mike Wink from Wink and Wink, this person bought a house, found out they don't have a permit, a final inspection or a CO, a certificate of occupancy. In order for them to bring the house up to standards, it'll cost thousands and thousands. But in her research, she found that this house was sold to her by this couple, and she started looking into this couple because she was upset with him and looking for ammunition. And she finds that this couple, years ago, took this home and quit-claimed it to their kids in 1 month, and 2 months later filed for bankruptcy, did not claim the home as an asset, and then months after that claimed it, put it back in their name. Now that is an out-and-out fraud.
Right. That's a felony. Federal felony.
A felony.
Yeah.
But will the trustee do anything if we report it? How many years ago was it that they did it, Dan?
Wasn't it 2016?
Yeah.
I would imagine they definitely would. They definitely would. I had...
There's no excuse. I mean, what could you possibly say to get out of it? Now, are their kids going to be faced with felonies for taking the house?
I don't think so.
Why not?
Because they didn't make any disclosures under federal bankruptcy law. That would be the debtors alone, and when you lie there, because quitclaiming the deed itself is not an illegal move, right? You can do that.
Back and forth.
It's when you then try to get out of debt and lie about that move. That's when you committed the crime.
In their bankruptcy petition, did they claim it was a no-asset case? No, they didn't claim it was no asset, but they did not claim that asset.
That's right.
Yeah. If they didn't enlist
Gigi looked into it.
Yeah. Okay, well, there you go. I mean, that's black and white. I'm almost sure the trustee, especially on the 2016 case.
What would they do?
If it was like 20 years ago,
What do they do about it?
I think, first of all, they would investigate the truth of the matter, to make sure, that this is something. And then they could report them to the Department of Justice, so they could be facing felony crimes, and they could reopen the case and go after the home, which could backfire.
Well, hold on. Can they penalize some innocent?
No, you're right. That's a bona fide purchaser for value, right? That person had no knowledge of this when they bought the home.
But could they go after the money from these people now?
Oh, absolutely. 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 And they would.
Okay. Well, Dan, we got him dead to right.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's a bad deal.
Woo. So, but how does this help the person who reported all of this?
That's the big question.
It's just a revenge play kind of thing.
Well, no, it's not even revenge. I mean, seriously, these people are screwed.
Yeah.
But why not report it? These people screwed them and lied to them about the house.
Right.
Not about the bankruptcy.
They should know that it's illegal to threaten to report it unless you do something, right? That's illegal.
That's blackmail.
Yeah, that's blackmail. I say you can't do that.
No, and we're not going to do that. We're going to call. And
do you know who the trustee is?
Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
We got that.
Yeah. I mean, I think if it's as clear cut as you say.
But I think I wouldn't call the local trustee. I would call the office, the Justice Department, because the local trustee might try to cover his tracks.
I don't know if that's true. But either way, I don't think it's a good idea to report it to the Department of the Justice.
Would he still get a percentage?
I think so, yes. And he would do the legwork to reopen the case and go after the folks.
Right.
And so
303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Donna, what is your question?
I'm trying to refinance my trailer. It's on a lot. My interest rate is 9.380, and I can't find anybody to do it.
What is it?
It's a trailer.
God, that's going to be hard.
And you want to get better than a 9.3? Let me ask you about your trailer. How old is it?
It was, we moved in, it's a 2014.
That's how old the trailer is?
Yes.
And what was the value?
When we bought it.
What was the value of the trailer when you moved in?
It was $60,000.
And what is the value now?
$44,834.
Okay.
Is it on your own land?
Now, I didn't ask what the balance is. I asked what the value.
Oh, the value?
The balance right now is $44,834?
Yes.
Okay. And what is the value of the trailer?
I'd say what we've put in here, about $70,000.
I'm asking you, would someone buy it today for $70,000?
I think so, yes.
Are they selling in your park like that for $70,000?
Yes.
Okay. If truly it's a $70,000 and you have 40, what kind of loan did you get in the beginning? What percentage did you get?
It was a 10%, and then it went down to
No, but what loan to value? What loan to value did you have?
Loan to value?
Yeah, do you remember, like, was it an 80% loan, a 90% loan, 100% did you borrow? How much did you put down?
50%.
Huh?
$12,000.
And what was it, a 90%? Or 80?
I think it was 80%.
Okay. You can, I don't know why you're having trouble refinancing it. Because if you have good credit, under those circumstances, you should be able to get a refi, but you're not going to get what a normal house gets. You're not going to get down to the, okay, but 9.3, you should be able to, what is your FICO, do you know?
No, I don't, no.
Okay, and who did you try to find, who do you have, what's that, ma'am? What?
My credit score is 700.
That's good. Now, who was your original lender? Who is your lender right now?
Vanderbilt.
And do they specialize in trailer?
I think they do, but they will not refi here in Colorado. They do it in other states, but they're not set up for here in Colorado.
You know, you're sitting, really, if truly it's a $70,000 value, and you're looking for even like a 70% loan, you could go with a 70% loan. I think you're not looking good enough because there are lenders that can beat that for you. That is not go ahead.
Yeah, I have looked online all over, and if I call them, nope, we don't do that.
Well, regular lenders don't do it. You have to have a lender that does either autos or mobile homes. That's what they do.
Seems so risky from a lender standpoint.
Well, from a lender standpoint, it is totally risky, and I'll tell you why. As trailers get older, parks look for reasons to get rid of them because not only can they get higher rent, but they like the way they look better. Older homes run the risk of, they truly try to get rid of them. It is not a good investment, but if you think about it, she was able to move in and have a home for $60,000. There aren't many people that can have a home.
That's right.
And they're not ugly. I mean, it's a home. Now, is yours a double wide?
It's a single wide, and it's in a senior
park.
Trailer park.
Nice park.
Yes.
It might be a nice park. Where is that park located? What area?
In Evans, Colorado.
Yeah. I don't,
Outside of Greeley.
I don't know who does this, and here's what I'd have to do.
How much are your payments? How long's the loan?
$568.
No, dear. How long is it? Is it for 15 years, 20 years? What is it?
It's 20 years.
Yeah. So, what are you trying to do? Get a lower payment?
I just would like a little bit lower payment. It's not hurting me to pay this, but it hurts when I see how much is going into interest.
Then I think if you can take your time and do this, we're going to research. Clint, let's start with one of our lenders, and then let's talk to motorhome lenders as well.
You know what?
RV lenders, they might be.
What terrifies me about it is you go over to check on your collateral someday, and it's gone.
Well, Mark,
it's not like
I have to tell you something.
They can be moved.
More of a risk is a motorhome. Really.
Oh, yeah.
It is. It's more of a risk.
That can be moved very easily.
So, what I'd like to do is maybe talk to some motorhome lenders. Donna, we're going to research it for you. Make sure we have your information, okay? 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. We do want to help you. And speaking of RVs, Century RV, let's check with them. They are good people, and they have that new 32,000 square foot showroom in Lakewood. And it's just north of 6th Avenue between Kipling and Sims, with the largest used RV inventory. Plus, they sell new. Mark is going to buy one there. It's wonderful. And they're open Monday through Saturday, 8 to 6. Okay, Monday through Saturday, 8 to 6. They also have their Longmont location, the 119 exit on I-25. That's 303-453-1111.
Well, would an RV be any worse than a regular car?
That's what I'm saying.
Would it be any worse than any car?
Oh, they appreciate more.
An RV?
Yeah.
But I'm saying, I mean, your car you can drive.
No. I thought you were comparing it to a trail.
No, they're way better than trailers.
I've been looking for a trailer park on and off for fucking 7 years now.
To why?
To buy one. There's a little one in Castle Rock. When I found out how much, I mean, it wasn't even up for sale, but it was valued like at $4 million. I'm like, oh,
well, what's the cap rate though? What are they making on that money?
Oh, they make what?
This guy.
$600 a month, I think, for a lot of these single.
No. What's the cap rate on money invested? I'd like to know the rate.
If you get a good home with good people, I'm telling you, you can make a fortune.
And that's why a senior home would be really good.
Almost wonder if you
you
should
home, what are you
create
talking about? You're talking about owning the park.
a good park with good tenants.
Yes.
Like she's talking.
A senior
living.
In fact, I wouldn't mind developing. I wanted to.
That's what I was going to say. That I would love to go in on. That I would do. From the ground. You buy.
And make it beautiful.
You buy 50 brand new units. You do landscaping.
Now,
you do the whole deal.
These dealers will come in and floor plan it. You don't even have to buy them, Mark. You don't have to buy anything. They are dying. Think about this. They have no place to put them right now. There are no new trailer parks. So manufacturers are dying for it.
How hard is it to
I'll
get
bet
that
you they
zoned?
floor plan 0%.
No, well, okay, fine, but how hard is it to get zoned for a trailer park?
Extremely hard.
Unless you got a small.
That's why the existing ones are so outrageous, then, the good ones.
Well, for their out towns.
Now, some states don't have the bias. Arizona doesn't have the bias. Florida doesn't have the bias.
Only MDs deliver the
Colorado has a bias, and I'm telling you, there's some counties they don't even talk to them.
no MDs at all.
It doesn't matter what you call them.
I think if you could even do a smaller one at 30 to 40 units, you'd kill. As long as it's in a town.
And you make it beautiful. You make it gate access. You could have.
That's the one in Castle Rock, man. There's 2 gates.
Explore your options at
It's gorgeous.
medical regenerative.
And it's right there off the highway. I mean, it's literally second exit Castle Rock.
303-963-9201 and on my referral list at referrallist.com.
Small business owners using Xero's online accounting software see their books in real time.
It's crazy, though.
Well, I think smaller towns are easier to, if they have, like I say, easy access.
Well, that's why this one in Castle Rock, I think, is so sought after, is because it's in Castle
And
Rock.
it's a big, and
Yeah, I mean, it may be that that's the interest rate you get for that class of asset. I don't know.
Yeah, I
don't know. I mean, you call around, but I just don't know.
It's just such a.
And I mean, I got to think that that's the market that is most sensitive to.
And what she doesn't
fluctuations.
Here's what she's not realizing. If
Yeah.
she refis, how many years was she into it?
Well,
like it goes down.
yeah, I
Her
think
interest
the
is gonna be
lower
just
lower markets crash the hardest as a percentage of value. If there is one, like Weld County was down in the crash like half of where it was before.
Liberty Mutual Insurance, based on a recent countrywide customer survey.
But I don't know.
Where she's at, so.
Well, that was before the market recovered, which is now it's a totally different market. But I'm just saying that in the risk profile, it's got to be a higher risk profile.
Yeah, and what was Thomas talking about these mobile home parks? If you sell a mobile home and a lot of them want 92nd acres, that big park up there, if you sell anything up there, when insurance hands, they will no longer let that park or that trip.
Oh, I know. That's why you have to really be careful when you sell.
Right.
You buy one in there, they're going to say move it.
Or do you mean when you buy, right? Because you might not be able to stay where you.
Yeah, you won't be able to stay because they only take brand new ones. Keeps the
Oh,
park nice.
I see what they're saying, yeah.
What did
So that would
we
hurt
get
the
something?
resale value.
Did I get something from Nick? Okay, till the end of the month, the discount. Okay.
Yeah, but then he sent a whole script, which I don't quite understand.
Oh no, I can't do that. Do I have to do that? I mean,
I was a little confused. I said yes. I told him yes. Of course, we can say an extra 10%. But then he sends a script like a minute later.
An additional 10% off specials. That's 35% off.
What was that, the butcher's? No, just raw.
All right.
K&H Home Solutions, they have a special, and it says we're running a discount. Now, here's what they're doing. They regularly have 25% off. Now they're going to do 35% off, an extra 10%. It's only good if you call before the end of the month. So you got to call before the end of the month, and that's the end of March, and that's K&H Home Solutions. Now, K&H, they love in-home appointments. They have a phone number, but they'd love for you to go online. And by the way, they've been in business 62 years. This is not a fly-by-night company. This company's well-established. I knew the original owner when I came to town, and then I met Ted about 30 years ago, and he took it over, and he still owns it. It's a great company with a great culture, khwindows.com, and you'll get an extra, over at market pricing, you'll get an extra 10% off for a total of 35% off normal pricing, and that is khwindows.com, 303-421-7100. They have beautiful, durable, energy-efficient windows. They also have great siding as well, and they have a new siding product with talc in it, and the color is impregnated through the entire thing. It is a very sturdy, beautiful siding. It's called Everlast. You may want to ask about that as well. khwindows.com. All right, Natasha has a problem with a contractor. Natasha, what's going on?
Hi there.
What's happening?
So we had started a kitchen renovation.
Okay.
We have an older home, 1972.
All right.
And we knew we had to remove the popcorn ceiling in the kitchen to kind of get started on this.
Okay.
Had multiple contractors come out to kind of look at the project.
Now, was this a asbestos problem? Do you know?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. That requires special containment and stuff. So the labor, the labor is normal. The containment and environmental concerns and worker protection is what ups the cost. And then what happened?
So we eventually picked a contractor. He told us, it would take the weekend to complete the project, kind of went through us.
Now, you got a contractor for everything, including the removal of that asbestos ceiling.
So just the asbestos ceiling. We'll be doing most of the work ourselves. But
okay, and who did you get to do the asbestos work?
So his name was Jim with Jim's Renovations.
Is it Jim as in J-I-M?
Yes.
Okay, Jim's Renovation. Okay, let's go right to the problem rather than the journey. What's the problem?
So after he completed the work, I get home and
what's the problem first? And then we'll go and fill all that in.
Okay.
What is the problem?
The problem is I have now a major asbestos spill in my home.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Why is that?
So he apparently did not contain the way he was supposed to.
Did he get a permit for this?
He did not.
Did you know he was not getting one?
I didn't know you needed one.
Now, hold on. Are you breathing this? Are you in that home?
No, my family's been displaced. We're now been out for 2 weeks.
Now, you said a major spill. So did he literally go in and just start working like a normal ceiling?
So I have no idea what he did because he asked us to leave, obviously, with the risk of asbestos.
All right.
But I'm kind of assuming at this point that might have been, it's hard to say.
So when you said you started now telling your story, now you can fill it in. You walked in, and what happened?
So he had told us we're going to be out for the whole weekend.
Yeah.
It was going to take that long.
Right.
But he started the project on Friday and then texted me that afternoon saying you're safe to go home. I was a little hesitant.
Wait a minute.
Kind of second-guessed
Wait
it
a
on
minute.
him.
He said Friday afternoon you were safe to go home?
Yep.
He just started it.
Correct.
And then what?
So I get home
Yeah.
and The unfortunate piece is I took my 2.5-year-old and 6-month-old at the time
Oh, my God.
home and put them down for the nap, and then saw that there was just debris in various different areas, not the kitchen where this should have been contained.
In other words, your kids and you could have ingested, it doesn't take a lot of asbestos for a long time to hurt you. Do you know that?
Yes, unfortunately.
Well, okay, so did you remove them immediately that Friday evening?
So we did leave the house. And,
that evening?
Yes.
How many hours were you guys in there?
I mean, off and on. And then I didn't know the extent, so off and on my husband and I were going back in and out there.
I would say, how much exposure time did your kids have?
Probably 8 hours.
Okay, that's not the end of the world. And did you get it measured?
So I did. I had a company come out and I guess
what did they
do
find? What
dust
did they find? Let's go right to
sampling.
that.
So they found in various rooms throughout the home that wasn't the kitchen that the asbestos had been, you know, all throughout our home.
Okay, so, and how bad?
So I don't know what the numbers mean, but when I
well, they would have told you. They would have told you how much over the recommended amount.
So he worded it to me that it was one of the highest levels he's seen.
So what did he say needed to be done? And there's the commercial for mesothelioma for that. That's asbestos related. I just see. I'm looking up at the mesothelioma. Anyway, so what did he say needed to be done, and how much is it going to cost? Get right to that part. How much?
So we have to have it abated,
right?
Which is like $30,000.
Okay.
And that means essentially destroying anything in our home that's cloth that has a vent.
That's right.
So that's $30,000 to just do that, and then now we have to, you know, purchase everything again.
Right. Now, my God, what does Jim's renovation say about this? I mean, you have a. Does he have insurance?
So we approached him about it.
Where did you find him?
Through, unfortunately, in Facebook groups that had recommended him.
Oh my God, this guy has cost you a major problem, and it's. I'm hoping it would be fraud that he can't go bankrupt if you get a judgment, because you should haunt them the rest of your life. Mike Wink from Wink and Wink, can she make a fraud case for this?
I don't know.
Well,
I mean, he wasn't.
Look at this.
Well, so it would be. I don't know that the trustee would get involved.
No,
so
if
this guy files bankruptcy,
yeah.
right? Then she would need to file a complaint to suggest that her debt should not be discharged in his bankruptcy, meaning he should still owe her. But even if she wins that, collecting it is a whole nother risk.
Well, here's
so the question is, does she have some sort of claim for that? I don't know. I don't know that she does.
Does he have assets?
There's a construction trust fund law that could make it a trust violation, but I don't know that it applies. I'm not sure. No, it's not a clear-cut case.
It's not a trust fund violation because he obviously did the work.
Right. Right. So the fraud, I mean, did he deceive her willfully and intentionally?
Is there any kind of negligence that would get you out of bankrupt? That would
No.
Negligence is the same
as dischargeable. Yeah.
So the only thing not dischargeable is out and out fraud, and you're right. He did the work. He just did it wrong, and he was negligent, but he did not necessarily commit fraud.
I think that's right.
And so this guy will just bankrupt out of it.
Unless he has insurance.
Does he have insurance?
So we've approached him, and he will not give it to us.
Well, you sue him.
He doesn't have it.
You sue him. Did you talk to him? What is he willing to do? Does he realize the extent of the problem?
To be honest, I don't know, because we've just started getting that number, that $30,000 number.
What's Jim's last name? I want to keep people from using him. I'm serious.
Absolutely.
We need to put him out of business.
Jim Johnson.
Johnson. And where is he out of?
So his business license was from Northglenn, but he's mainly in Highlands Ranch area.
Northglenn and Highlands Ranch. This is a sleaze brigade for sure. I mean, this guy, I mean, you know, he could have... Do you realize what I don't like is, if you did not have... My God, if you were not aware, if you were not proactive, your children later in life could have had very short lives. Do you know that?
Yeah.
What does he say about that? Although you can't sue on what could have been. What does he say about that?
He didn't really say much. He was just more upset that we didn't pay him.
Oh, good. Let him try to come after it. Jim Johnson, what's his phone number? I'm pissed off. What's his phone number?
I can look it up for you. 585. Bear with me here.
Is it a 303?
Yes.
585. I want you to call him, Clint. Jim Johnson, Jim's Renovation. Could have just basically killed the whole family, but
585-1845.
And this is Jim's Renovation?
Jim's Renovation.
And he claims you owe him how much?
Around $14,000.
303-585-1845. 303-585-1845. We're going to call him right now. This is incredible. My God. My God, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Pro Auto Care, if you're looking for someone not only to maintain your car, but to be like your car nanny, to keep track of it, to track what you need, when you need it, how you need it, and they'll take care of it for you. They also do for businesses, small fleets. You would love that. They can also do large fleets, of course. Pro Auto Care, you have honesty, you have integrity, you have knowledge and information, because they give that to you with emails and texts for everything needed for your car. They're also, of course, conveniently located near Evans and I-25 and near Bowles and Santa Fe. You can go to the website to find out more or give them a call, 303-PRO-AUTO. When you're looking for someone to fix a car, if you need emergency service, they're the best. You know why? Because in between every single service, you're going to have free roadside assistance. Your car nanny, Pro Auto Care, 303-PRO-AUTO or 303-PROAuto.com.
Special chemicals.
This show is like
that's one of the many. Plus, you have to have a fucking tent.
There's so many people that are shysters and posers out there.
This guy's
They get people into situations. I get it where it's like my bankruptcy attorney's not returning my call, but here we've had it. You buy a car from some schmuck, or you hire some schmuck to do asbestos.
Well, I told
it's
her
like, come on, lady. I mean, I feel bad for her, but it's like you need to.
Well, I told her she needs to get a second opinion, just how bad it is.
Well, and you should have at the front end. I mean, that's
If it's all throughout the house, you get it down dry.
Well, he did it Friday morning and had her come home Friday night. Hello? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's wet. It doesn't matter. He did it Friday morning, and she came home Friday night. No one could have done that.
No.
So all of that is moot. He just didn't do it.
He has to soak for 24 hours with glycerin and a soap in it so that the fibers don't get loose.
And that's just half. That's not even half of it. That's only one small part of it. You have to have a tent that you wouldn't fucking believe. And you have to have testing done.
And then you're going to put your babies in there. It's like,
that's kitchen.
I mean, I would be.
That had to be isolated
and pressurized.
And he had to have special gear and special disposal. Where did he dispose of it?
Or
you know what?
He just threw it in bags.
Oh, no.
And threw it
You can get him arrested.
in the garbage there. Then he came back and picked it up.
Yeah, but you can get him arrested because you know he did. You know he did. Go call him right now, man. This guy. Where did he dispose of it? We'll have him fucking arrested. This is an environmental crime. This is serious shit, man. Could you imagine your 6-month-old being exposed to that? They're not even in their home anymore. Here's the problem. No matter what they do, they'll never recover from this bastard.
Yeah, I mean, and you'd be worried the rest of your life. I mean, those kids get cancer 10 years down the road.
If those kids were only in there for a few hours.
I don't know what the risk is, but
here's what the risk is. If a fiber literally lodges in your lungs, you're done.
Yeah.
That's what it is. You're fucking done.
Yeah.
Unless your body can encapsulate it, in some rare cases, they encapsulate it and grow around it and you have it removed. But no matter what, one fucking fiber. It's not like you need massive exposure over years and years and years.
Right.
One fiber.
And I'm just saying that it's horrible what happened, but she went into that. I mean, how could you not approach contracting an asbestos job, getting multiple opinions, doing research? I mean, to say she didn't know you need a license. Yeah, that's what they do. They go cheap. It's like you get what you pay for on some of this shit.
If he broke all these rules, though, and all these laws, why, who cares about the bankruptcy part? She could go after him for damages right through the law system, right through court.
Right, but if he files bankruptcy,
for sure that's where the
he
kid
gets out.
It even gets you out of criminal reimbursement.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, it's very specific as to what.
Yeah, I texted him already.
What
gets you out of criminal reimbursement? What do you say?
No, not restitution.
Fucking that's what I'm saying.
You don't get out of criminal restitution.
Why couldn't she go after
Okay, good. We're going to war. He said we're fucking pricks. We have no business in his business. Call his attorney.
Yeah. So no, if you could get criminal restitution, that is non-chargeable.
This is the next big case. You write it down. This is like a Dave Andrews. We're going to
but that's not a civil lawsuit.
You're not talking to us.
You don't get a criminal picture. We got to call someone. I don't know who, the health department or something.
I asked her that.
He did not know.
I know who to call.
Can
you see if we can find a picture on this guy? My cousin Danny.
Then we need to
Today's like
then we need to figure out who actually gives a shit about asbestos.
Yeah, I know who it is. I have his phone number.
Okay. No, but I mean, I want to know who enforces it. Who's going to go and ask the guy where he disposed of it?
Investigator.
Yeah. This is serious shit.
Oh, it's really bad.
I want this on the big board too. Whose is it, yours or his?
Well, I was the one that talked to her. So
No, I want him to
we'll both
do it together. But
yeah.
We need to get this guy.
If you want your name on the big board, go ahead.
I don't
know. We need it.
I don't care, Dan. I just
no. This is so serious. I mean, God knows where he disposed of it. Do you realize it could hurt people?
So he had the bag out there. She had it just in plastic bags, and she said, "Hey, what are you going to do with this stuff? It's sitting out here." And says, "I didn't have time to pick it up, so he came by it later."
Well, the old furniture building, 6 in Santa Fe, we had that done. And I watched how they did that. They pressurized that place. A test place came in before. A test place came after.
I know.
It had to be wetted. They had to carry it out in double bags. They had the place inspected to make sure it was wet before they took it. I mean,
it's so serious. I mean,
this guy was just a total prick. Didn't give a shit.
Is there any way on earth he could have had it done in 8 hours during the day?
No, you got to let it sit for 20 seconds.
Good.
You got to let it sit and soak in that stuff.
Stay out of my business.
Yeah, stay out of my business.
We'll see how that
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. The Raleigh House, people heard that message and said, please give us that number again. The Raleigh House. This is important. It's a number for information now. Of course, anyone can call and say, hey, I want to know more about your program. They love to give out information about their premier addiction recovery program and treatment program. But they can talk about financial, legal, family, marriage, on how people find drugs. They can talk about blood work, nutrition, supplements, environmental and psychological triggers. They can talk about families and friends of addicts, what the addicts are doing, what you should say to them. Here's the number, 720-893-5559. We have helped so many people. They're wonderful people, caring, loving staff. It's free, it's complimentary, it's no obligation, and confidential, 720-893-5559. Now, we have a major, you know how we have the Dave Anders and the Dusty Lob Singers and all the scumbags on Sleaze Brigade? This guy is a scumbag, and I'll tell you why. Not because we are judging him 100% guilty, but because we know he is now because of how he reacted. The same old story. I got an attorney. You guys are MFers, and you don't deserve to be in this. So he's going to start attacking us. We're going to warn you every day. We're going after this guy legally. We're going to have him arrested if he did not dispose of this properly. And it's Jim's Renovation, Jim Johnson. Jim Johnson, licensed out of North Glen, works in Highlands Ranch. Spread the word as much as you can because he can kill people, literally. He did asbestos removal from this woman's home in one morning, did not do the required 24 hours of wetting, the pre-test, the post-test, the disposal, the mask, the pressurization, the double bagging. There is so much to asbestos, so much. In this kitchen remodel, Natasha, I don't know if you're trying to save money. It would have cost you way more than this. And this guy needs to be in jail, and he needs to be sued. And he says he has an attorney. Let him get an attorney. Because I do believe this is rising to the level of fraud. I believe he defrauded you. I believe he went in with the intention of defrauding you. Did he give you the impression he was going to do this properly?
Yeah, he did.
What did he say?
I hired him. So he came out to my home. He was very well, kept, polite, and kind of
yeah.
went through
Well,
the
he
steps
talks.
on how
He
would
talks
do
like
it.
a drunken sailor on the phone. He says we have no MF business in his business. We're not looking at your business, bud. We were just looking at saving lives. First of all, she has children, and you said she could go home. Do you realize you could have condemned these children to cancer? Do you know that? Just by being a silent liar. Jim Johnson. Here's the phone number, folks. If you see this ad, you avoid it. And Jim Johnson, I am praying that you send your attorneys after me. I am praying for it because I would love to go to court and expose you and do the discovery and get your books and records on how many times you've done this or where this asbestos is because you've committed an environmental crime. How many bags of asbestos did he have, Natasha, that he took away?
Well, that's the funny thing. He had only 3 bags, but he had placed them in a bagster and left them there for the weekend.
And then what did he do with it?
And then I questioned him on it, and
he only had 3 bags. That doesn't make sense to me. And you're sure you had these tests done?
On my home?
Yes.
Yeah, with a company called Bill Safe.
Can you send us those results?
And are they state approved? Is this a lab? Do they know what they're doing?
Yeah.
Natasha.
Yes, I have the reports.
This is serious stuff,
Get us those reports pretty quick.
Did they cordon off your house?
So yeah, essentially no one can go in unless they're wearing a crazy hazmat suit.
And this guy offered nothing for you.
Correct.
His number is 303-585-1845. He gives you the MF this and MF that. Well, guess what, Jim? You know what, Jim? You don't get to rip people off. You don't get to poison people with asbestos. And you don't get to brush it under the rug. You messed with the wrong person because she called the Troubleshooter show. You see, bud, it's over for you. It's over. You do the right thing here or it is over. This is not going away. Jim Johnson, 303-585-1845. This is not personal, Jim. This is business, okay? We're not trying to hurt you. We're trying to help you. You got to do this the right way. You have to come through. You can't be in business like this. You can't do it. Jim Johnson, Jim's Renovation, 303-585-1845. You know something, Jim? We would love to have you on the air and get your side of the story. Maybe you wanted to tell us, you know something? I really screwed up. I want to help out. Here's what I want to do. What did he say instead, Clint, without saying the words? What did he say, Clint, when you tried to get his side of the story? What did he say? This beautiful Jim Johnson, Jim's Renovation, out of North Glen and working in Highlands Ranch at 303-585-1845. What did he say?
First of all, I said Natasha has nothing to do with this. He's dealing with her father. And then when I told him who we were from, he said, well, you can talk to my attorney.
Okay, did he give us his attorney's name?
No, he just
We want your attorney's name, Jim Johnson. We want it. You have to start a lawsuit, Natasha. You have to. And any F-bombs? Any of the F-bombs?
Yeah, I didn't quite make out what he said at the end, but I'm sure that's what it was because I was trying to talk over him.
All right, Natasha. You need to start a lawsuit. You really do. You need to start something. You're not going to let them get away with it, are you?
No.
You
And
have.
I have. We've been working with someone, and we've contacted the health department. So I mean, we're
Now
we're
with the
taking
health
steps.
department, we also have Clint's going to work with you on the EPA. He could possibly go to jail for this, you know. Do you know that? Okay. So I hope Jim Johnson is listening if he thinks we have no business in this, because we do have business in this. You know why? Because Natasha asked us for help. Meanwhile, people, I would avoid this guy until we find out more. Jim's Renovation, Jim Johnson, 303-585-1845. Again, Jim, we would love to work with you on getting this resolved. Did you hear me? We would love to work with you. But if you want to go to an attorney, I recommend that you send the attorney to me. Okay? I beg you to do it. I beg you to do something against me legally. I beg it, because I would love to get you in court. I would love it. 303-585-1845. You see, I can't sue you because I don't have legal standing. But if you sue me, you open up your entire life to me. So come after me, Jim. Come after me, Jim's Renovation, Jim Johnson, 303-585-1845. Have your attorney call me. He can call 303-MARTINO and leave a message. You'll get right through to our back office, 303-MARTINO. Now, we have more coming up. Right now, I want to tell you right now, this is really important, but only 10 people. You'll get the $39 furnace check for 10 people. This is important because you have no bad weather right now. It's a great time to have it done because you have a clear head. They will clean and check your furnace and tune it up and adjust it and give you a no breakdown guarantee. And when I say clean it, they'll take it apart to the extent they can. The blower motor will come out. The burners will come out. They'll make all the adjustments. They'll clean it. They'll spend hours on this thing. You will think you have a reconditioned furnace because that's basically what you get. And if there's anything wrong, they'll let you know, and it's just $39, and you have a great company standing behind it. The owner I've known for years, and that's Fix It 24/7 for $39. It's only the next 10 callers. Tell him Martino told you to call 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939.
I don't know how she goes about getting criminal restitution, but I'm looking at a case right now.
Wrong. When we had our house torn down, when we were condemned for asbestos, it went through the EPA and what is it, CHPCNE or something like that. It would make it so far, and then it would be set down to the bottom just to get the paperwork to do it. Then when they did tear it down, they put it they burritoed it and took it to an undisclosed place to bury it.
My cousin Dan.
Oh, there you go.
This is a weird day for me.
in charge. This is
a weird day for me.
Crazy.
It's every day. It's Groundhog Day.
Man should be 150 years old. My wife goes and has a family that's 6,000 members.
So there's a case, there's a precedent for getting criminal restitution for this.
So it's pretty fairly easy.
I would think so. But she doesn't need to.
He has anything.
Right, but criminal restitution would make it. Yes, he can't file bankruptcy on that.
See, this is where construction. He should have just walked away. Asbestos, he should have said, walk away. We had a guy referral us that because of lead paint.
They were spraying
and he says, no, it's not going to be this time.
No, you have to, and that's one that there's no excuse not to know. But even as an attorney, you know, I was on the ethics hotline last month with someone. To just get advice about one of my client situations that I didn't really know, you know, what to do. Somebody's been committing a crime, and it's like, you know,
so you got to turn them in.
No, I don't turn them in. It's confidential, but I terminated representation. I couldn't, basically, I can't advise you how to cover it up, which I could have done. Right. But as I was about to, my wife was like, I don't think we should be doing this. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. Well, you get, as an attorney, you get into like the zone of helping people with practical advice, and then you just got to know when you're like in a danger zone.
What's her name? Yeah.
Is she still on the line? I think I got an email from Natasha.
But the problem is the little kids, See, these asbestos fibers never leave your body.
Call her, she doesn't need to be on the air, but call her and get a picture of her and her kids.
You got her number? You want her number?
And a picture of the house if she has one.
They're always there.
No, I
You
understand.
never lose sleep.
Yeah, we snuck into our house and stole.
You've got a lot of Susan's easy picture.
Took stuff that was ours, that, because they put up everything that they could.
Danny had a house torn down right by him. It was bad.
Yeah.
But, you know,
When did they quit doing asbestos on popcorn? Because I got popcorn, but it was built in '82. I believe in the late '70s is when they.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Compounding.
A building owner
Okay.
can be liable too. She could be in trouble for this as well.
But if you didn't know.
She didn't know. I mean, ignorance of the law. I mean, I don't know. I'm telling you, ignorance of the law is generally not an excuse. Oh, in this case here, a building owner and a non-licensed contractor were found guilty of several felony counts for failure to properly remove asbestos insulation.
When she bought it, they should have told her to do
Thomas,
asbestos,
you
right?
email
No.
on a couple of different.
That's a good discussion. I don't know if they have disclosed that.
I would start by talking in the without disclosing names.
Yeah.
I would find out some information without disclosing names.
That mixture, it's Dawn dishwashing soap, water, and glycerin. And he said it has to sit at least 20 hours to absorb every fiber that you take down. You know, so it's mud.
Well, you gotta soak it just the regular popcorn.
Remember
Yes,
that?
you have to soak it too.
After I refreshed your memory, you just,
He
and that's why I said him. I thought that Mark said he didn't want to interact with
He didn't bag, he didn't.
You know how
We
you've
sent
taken
that,
down popcorn, haven't you?
He's all right, I know who he
It's a
is.
freaking mess.
Okay.
It's a mess.
Sorry about that.
I didn't know you're that.
Yeah, the owner spent 6 months in prison.
The owner, oh, really?
Yeah, but he might have had more. He might have had more involvement. Yeah.
You stick an arrow like a splinter, they never leave your body.
No, my folks had popcorn on their addition they put on in '72. And they sanded it down.
All right, on Sleeves Brigade, I saved it as a draft, but there's pictures of them up there.
In this case, it looks like.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you. I know what the hell I'm doing. This guy was just immediately angry.
I would. Yeah.
He doesn't know what he's doing. Don't. Like you said, 8 hours. Don't tell us you know what you're doing. You didn't bag it.
These folks had 100 bags, trash bags, in an open park.
Oh my God.
Welcome to the show. Wink and Wink is with us. We have a lot going on here, and Genesis Total Exteriors. You want to talk about a good home improvement company? Genesis. Now, he doesn't handle anything he can't do legally, ethically, and the right way. That's why you wait for people of quality. Genesis. GenesisTotalExteriors.com. I've known this owner, Mark Szymanski, for, 20 or 30 years. 303-679-8509. 679-8509, Genesis Total Exteriors, for exteriors and interiors. Now, speaking of home improvements, we were talking about this guy, and we're finishing up, we finished up the call. We're starting an investigation. Jim's Renovation, Jim Johnson, 303-585-1845. He told us to F off, basically. We don't know what we're talking about. But we know he did an asbestos removal improperly at this woman's home, according to her, and she is providing us testing, and we don't know how he disposed of it, but we're going to federal authorities, we're going to local authorities, we're going to health authorities, because you can do prison time for this. You can do jail time. All we wanted to do is talk to him about helping her out, because it's going to cost her $30,000 just to clean out her house and get rid of the cloth goods. And then Lord knows how much to buy the stuff again. And all this guy cared about was how he's going to get paid his $14 grand. He's not going to get paid. You know, here's the deal. Jim Johnson, Jim's Renovation, 303-585-1845. Here's the thing. You're licensed in Northglenn and work in Highlands Ranch. The thing is, you have a big, serious problem. You could have condemned these kids to cancer. It doesn't take a lot of exposure of asbestos to implant in the lung and cause cancer later on. It doesn't take a lot. And you told them to go back home Friday night. It takes hours, it takes days to prep the job, let alone removal. And then with removal, there's special disposal. So, you have a major problem, Jim. This is not going away. If you have an attorney, I truly, honest to God, believe you need to give us his name, and we will communicate with your attorney. We will also give your side of the story anytime you want to come on the air, without interruption, your side of the story. And if you want to help her out, that would go a long way. People, can you imagine having 2 little children? If you were not as astute as Natasha, and you went home and you're living there, basically after a month or 2, it's done. It's over. There's no going back. If any of those fibers implanted themselves, and most likely they would have, you say, okay, children, have a nice short life. Thanks to Jim's Renovation and Mr. Jim Johnson at 303-585-1845. And Jim, if you're listening, I urge you to call me right now. We will love to talk to you. We would love to get this straightened out and work with you, not against you. How about that? That's what we would like to do. This is unbelievable to me. Unbelievable. We are going to have him up on sleazbrigade.com. We found pictures of him. What is he, all over Facebook, Suzanne? What's his Facebook page?
It's Jim's Renovations, if you look it up.
Okay.
It was pretty easy to find just by putting his phone number in the search for Facebook.
Okay.
And then it was connected to his personal page as well.
Okay.
So
anyway, we're going to have him up with photographs. In fact, we should try to get something up now when we can for the next episode.
I already loaded them for you. Just log in.
As far as our electronics.
Oh, they've been up.
Okay, good. Okay, so if you go to our Facebook feed or our YouTube feed, you'll see them. Meanwhile, folks, imagine if this happened to you with your children, how you would feel. Honest to God. We'll take the rest of your calls. We'll talk to Wink and Wink as well, coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. Stick around. Jim's Renovation, 303-585-1845.
With his trailer and his name.
You think he's getting any calls?
Well, you know, he made a mistake. You know, he should have known that you're not going to, this isn't the job for you, Jim. You know, we're all hustling out here, but come on.
Right.
Yeah.
There's so much. That's what he did. He took the job he shouldn't have taken.
Yeah.
But he charged for it, too.
Of course he did.
Yeah,
well, in doing so...
No. He didn't charge for
No, well, just for removing, he charged $14.
No, what he's saying is it costs way more.
He might have ingested the fucking fibers. Right. He's probably...
Oh, no. I know it.
Yeah.
I know.
If he had an employee in there, then he's got a real big problem, too. Yeah. That's true if he had help.
But it's pretty clear this is criminal. By the way, the case where the owner went down, he had a 5-story building.
This is criminal. Where do we go for criminal?
Well, that's what I was looking at. There's several asbestos attorneys. It looks like they really specialize in mesothelioma. But maybe talking to one of them about this situation and getting their advice on where you go and what you do. And if she could get a criminal restitution order in her benefit, that would be non-dischargeable in bankruptcy.
Are you remodeling, renovating, or demolishing? You may be subject to state and federal regulations. Regulations require an inspection for asbestos.
For many years. You know what? That guy has balls on Channel 7. I would like to...
on the mayor?
No. Channel 7. That one guy that I talked to, that reporter, if I talk to him, I'd like to have him...
Is he the one that did it on the mayor? He's the one that did the story on the mayor. Okay.
No, it's another one.
Okay.
But the guy's a prick. I like his reporting. I like it.
A spending bill to avoid a government shutdown is now in the Senate hands after passing the House.
This vote carries by 256. The nays are 167. The motion is adopted.
I've got to find out who this kid is.
There's a bipartisan majority in the House that approved that $1.3 trillion spending bill that has the backing of the President, House Speaker Paul Ryan, and Democratically ran.
Did you see that?
Yeah, my name's Mark Major. I'm with the Tom Martino Troubleshooter Show out of Denver. And we had a caller with some asbestos questions. We were hoping we could get maybe someone in the PR department on to answer them. Thank you.
It was banned in 1977 for the spraying.
Well, when you say banned, you mean here.
In U.S., yeah. For spraying the sprays.
Right now, drywall in Canada still has asbestos in the taping.
Right. I mean, it's a great insulator. That's why they used it. But they didn't know what the fuck they were doing. Not all regulation is bad. He's like spraying future cancer into people's homes.
like I said, I think.
What's that?
Well, I think they did a remodel in '72, and then they sanded the popcorn down about 15 years later.
It doesn't mean it had to have
Right.
asbestos.
Right. But they just sanded it down.
But most popcorn, I think, did back then.
That story, as she was telling you, my skin was crawling. The thought of having little babies in there, I'd be fucking livid.
But I told her, I'd like to see the report, but I think I would want a second opinion on how bad it is through the house, too.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, or at least talk to whoever did the testing and get a feel for how confident they are.
Right.
It may be pretty straightforward testing.
But it sounds like when he sanded it down, he left the furnace on, and that's what the recirculation fans went everywhere.
He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, and he's playing with something that could kill him as well as other people. You know.
Especially it's a bad death. It's a bad death.
I don't even want to think about it.
I want to get him arrested. That's what I want, because he could kill somebody. This is important shit.
Well, I'm on with Department of Public Health.
And you'll have great stuff to follow up on. This will be fucking great.
Yeah, 1979 is the popcorn was 79.
Did you know Orville Redenbacher actually made popcorn for popcorn ceilings?
He did.
Are you telling me?
Are you telling me he never made one piece of popcorn on the ceiling?
There was never one piece of popcorn on the ceiling?
Ever on any ceiling anywhere.
Back in the old days, I scraped that down, probably not knowing better, but when I knew there was asbestos, we got serious about it.
That's what happened to him.
Yeah.
The asbestos missed your lungs, went directly to your brain.
Yeah. It's just bizarre today, though.
In their Luther plan, they say the largest cause of lung cancer of non-smokers is what? You know what it is?
Radon.
Radon.
But that's right out of, I mean, it's hard to prove.
But radon,
you saying this recording's wrong?
I'm saying it's very hard to prove.
I do agree with Dan that any of it's hard to relate to. They still have.
Yeah, but asbestos, they can actually, I mean, you get the mesothelioma.
Well, they can, like Tom said, they can actually show you on the lungs where.
Yeah, because those fibers never leave. They're stuck in those
Here it says it takes.
areolas of the nipple.
Yeah.
You should test your house just to make
For
sure.
radon.
Radon.
It does. We have a
It doesn't. I mean, it's not much.
Yeah, we got to test it when we bought it.
You know what? I did my cabin up there. I had it tested.
And that comes out of nature. It's just that comes out of the ground.
It's decomposing of a lot of granite and stuff. Granite has it's got
I wonder how, like,
and
when they were taking down those old casinos in Vegas or the old hospitals here, when they blow them up, my God, how do they have to go in and pull all the asbestos first?
Yeah. Yes, they do. It's expensive on places like that. They probably have. Well, you know what? They probably didn't have.
Mike, I think
they didn't have that much insulation in Vegas.
I think they leave their windows open.
That's a good point.
I know they do.
Don't like they just brought down this whole hospital.
I know it passed, and then when I went back a year later,
that cab, we're talking about the Sexting cab, it was sprayed. Beautiful outside of it.
But it's kind of.
This kind I'm feeling down, and I do appreciate you being.
Hi, Tom Martino. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. This hour brought to you by Ideal Home Loans for your next ideal home loan. We'll talk about that in a minute. Coming up, more talk on Jim's renovation, Jim Johnson, and what he did with the asbestos and why you should be afraid of this man and why he is danger. He is a danger to society, and his practices have shown us that, and we're trying to get him to at least come on and face it or to help, but so far all we get are vulgarities, and he hangs up on us. And I'm saying to you folks, this is a serious problem. You know, from time to time, we have real doozies here. Well, remember, like Dave Anders and Dusty Lobsinger, go to Sleaze Jim
Brigade.
Weasel.
Jim Weiss.
Jim Weiss. Go to sleazbrigade.com. Go there and look at them. But Dave Anders doesn't even, he took 68 grand from one, doesn't rise to this, and I'll tell you why, okay? First, let me tell you about Ideal Home Loans for your next Ideal Home Loan. They do loans, and they have Ideal Home Loans. They customize them for you. They really do. It's not one size fits all. They can do credit optimization to tweak your credit legally, ethically, and quickly. You don't even know it's happening. It happens behind the scenes to get you better pricing. And they can also, of course, get you a custom term loan, any term you want. You don't have to go back to 30 years, and you can still get the low rate. So you can do that with 22 years, for example, any amount you want. The other thing, they can tap your equity wisely, telling you how to save money, pay off your bills, and then paying off that portion of the consumer debt quicker. So call Ideal Home Loans for your next Ideal Home Loan. And Ideal, again, you know, we talk to the owner every day. You can trust these people. They're for real. And Ideal Home Loans is at, let me just get the number here up, it's 867-7000, 303-867-7000. And if you're looking for a loan for real estate, Frank Duran, the real estate man's the guy. Whether you're selling or buying real estate, you will never find better than Frank Duran, the real estate man, 303-920-1622. There's no hesitation in recommending him number one for your real estate deal, especially when you're buying. 303-713, oh, excuse me, that's our number. Let me give you his number again. That's Frank Duran, the real estate man, 303-920-1622. All right, let's go back to this because it's really flustering me. It's bothering me. Imagine hiring a guy to remove asbestos from your kitchen. Now, normally this takes more than 24 hours just to prep. It takes paperwork. It takes special abatements, special. We're talking about wetting stuff down with special solutions. We're talking about burritoing the whole thing. We're talking about a pressurized tent. We're talking about special disposal. We're talking about hours and hours and hours and hours for just a small room. This guy, Jim Johnson, Jim's Renovation, and Jim, if you dispute anything, just give us a call right now, 303-MARTINO. 303-627-8466. You'll get right through. According to Natasha and what we can find out, and we have reason to believe this is true for other reasons and other corroborating evidence, so Jim, call. We'll have anything you want to say. Call. Anyway, Jim Johnson, Jim's Renovation, goes to this Highlands Ranch home, and he goes in Friday morning and tells her she can go home Friday night. Now listen to this. She goes home with her kids. She has a baby 6 months old and another kid. She puts him down for a nap. She sees fibers in the air. Fibers in the air. She calls someone to test her home and finds out it's the highest contamination this man has ever seen. It will take $30,000 just to empty out what she has in her home and get rid of it the proper way. Not to mention what it will take to replace everything.
Yeah, all the furniture, clothes, anything.
She calls Jim. He wouldn't give her his insurance. I don't think he has any. Then he says, I want to be paid. So where did he dispose of this asbestos? It's supposed to be disposed of in only one place. That's it. So if you didn't go there, Jim, and if you don't have a receipt, which you get, a receipt, you're going to jail. Do you understand this? Call an attorney now. Call an attorney now. Don't call Joe Lazzara. He's our defense attorney we promote, and there would be a conflict of interest.
I've got a call into the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment. Hopefully they're calling back in a few minutes.
You're going to go to jail. Mike Wink from winkandwink.com, they're our bankruptcy attorneys. He's outraged. Of course, he has children. He's thinking of himself, he and Gigi, you know, the wink and wink of having something done at their home. What would they do in a case like this? You look this up. Did you find it's a serious offense? It's not just a civil matter, is it?
Absolutely. There's precedent where the building owner and the contractors have served jail time. The contractor in the case I just read served 10 years.
10 years.
And was ordered to pay restitution, which that restitution is not discharged in bankruptcy. So
yeah.
So that would be good for Jim, Natasha if there was a restitution.
And I don't want to
order.
scare her from what you just said.
No,
the only reason
that was a guy complicit.
The building owner.
Yeah, he was a building owner. That's right.
It's like an apartment.
She is not complicit. She didn't conspire with this man. Here's the deal. Okay, Jim? Seriously, call an attorney. and then let us know who it is, because we're going to go after you criminally, okay? Not only do you owe her money, which won't be discharged, there will be liens on your properties.
He's got a trailer I'm looking at.
And right now, if you try to transfer anything you own, it is right now, March 22nd, 2018, 12:12 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. Now, here's what I want to tell you. We are putting you on notice that we're coming after you, civilly and criminally. If you transfer anything out of your name from this point forward, it's going to be to escape that, and it will be fraudulent. Do you understand that? We are publicly telling you that right now. We're also telling you that you need to contact an attorney. This is not personal. But there's a good likelihood you will go to jail. Jim Johnson, if anyone knows you, you're licensed in North Glen, you're on Facebook, Jim's Renovation, you work a lot in Highlands Ranch, your phone number is 303-585-1845. If anyone knows this man, you need to let him know how serious this is. We're not letting it go. You know how we work on the Troubleshooter Show. We have put people in jail. We have closed down businesses, not because we hate people. We love people. I love that 6-month-old baby that was taking a nap in that home that you contaminated, you lying piece of scum crap. That little baby and her 2-year-old. Had she not been proactive, they would have been living there. And what do you give? 14 grand? And these kids, it's not if, with the contamination in that home, these kids would have died.
He needs to make it right. He needs to call him and call Natasha and pay, basically. That's what he needs to do.
Yeah, he needs to make it right. And then dispose of the stuff the proper way. Jim, I mean, unless you're packing up and leaving, this is not going away, Jim. So try calling them again and see if you can talk some sense into them. Just say, look, we want to help you. We truly want to help you. 303-585, hold on, Clint, 585-1845. Ask him for his attorney's name, please. 303-585-1845. We're going to call him.
We got pictures of him up. We'll work on a Sleeves Brigade article.
Yeah, we'll get that Sleeves Brigade done, Mark. I really appreciate you doing that. And listen, I know Scott wants to talk about this follow-up on his son. I don't want to go through the litany of what happened. I do believe that what his son got was way too much for the gravity of the crime. You know, a lot of kids are sexting now, okay? There's nothing good about sexting. But a lot of these kids, to make them hardened sex criminals for the rest of their lives where they have to register, it ruins their lives. Listen, people, we're talking about if a girlfriend sends unsolicited to your son a photograph and then claims he is showing it or bothering her, there is no evidence needed. He is a sex criminal. If your son shows it to people, he's distributing pornography, child pornography. If you send a picture, you're distributing child pornography. Scott's son went through this. I don't want to go through this. It's so heartbreaking how many times this kid was thrown in jail. And it's terrible because he did stupid things like went on Snapchat or did things that had nothing to do with sexting, but he was ordered to stay away from electronics. And it's probably such an addiction for this kid he couldn't do it. But the latest thing, I can't help Scott with. I can't help him. He needs an attorney. But I know what he's going to say. Your son is back in jail yet again after getting out finally. He's back in jail. Is that right?
Yeah.
Why is he back in jail? Could you, if you're on a speaker, I need you on a mouthpiece here. Why is he back in jail?
Give me just a second. I'll get off speaker.
Thank you very much. Why is he back in jail, Scott? This is so unbelievable. It's not for sexting. Why is he back in jail?
Well, apparently the Fulton Police Department came to our house last night and said that we didn't re-register him as a sex offender and said that we registered him in Greeley whenever he was arrested in January. We did not register him in Greeley.
Well, why do they think you registered him in Greeley?
because I guess whenever you go to jail, you're supposed to register at the place you're in.
So you registered when he was in jail?
No, we registered him like 2 or 3 days before he went to jail.
But they counted it as Greeley?
I guess. I don't know where they're getting Greeley from, because we never registered him in Greeley.
But now they're saying because he wasn't registered in Thornton, he's going to jail.
Yeah, but he was registered in Fort Lupton where he resides at. We registered him in January.
Oh, and I'm sorry, Fort Lupton. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Fort Lupton. So he was registered. He has to register once a year. He was registered in Fort Lupton, but why did they say he did not register in Fort Lupton?
I don't know. I believe that they have something out for my son because...
My God,
last night whenever they showed up at our house, they were like, oh, we have a report of somebody seeing your son walking around town the day before yesterday. And we said that's a lie. Like, my wife stays...
Well, hold on. Why? Is he under house arrest or something?
He's not under house arrest. No, he has to be under constant supervision of a informed supervisor.
Listen, are you sure your son has never been in trouble before with any kind of sex stuff ever?
Yes, he was. It was the second time
No,
that happened
but it was
before.
but it was the sexting thing though. It wasn't anything other than sexting.
Yeah.
He never ever. And it all comes from sexting. I hope parents are listening. It all comes from sex. And how old is he?
16.
Yeah, and it started when he was 14.
Yeah.
Basically, this kid's life, oh my God, it's almost ruined. It probably is.
He was supposed to graduate a year early, and now that he got out of jail, we were trying to get him back in school and everything. He's going to probably end up failing this year and have to do another year of school. So rather than having only a year and a half left of school, he has another 2.5 years of school.
All right, so I don't know what to tell you. You need, I mean, even if it takes a second on your house, you need to get more than a public defender. Do you have a home? Do you have anything?
No.
God almighty.
Well, see, that's the problem. Whenever I went to the Fort Lupton Police Department, they said that this kid turned in saying that he saw him on the street. I told him, I said, well, I want to press charges against this kid for false reporting to a police officer. And they told me, no, you're not going to do that.
I think this guy might be in a little denial over stuff. I mean,
Well,
this kid seems to be in a lot of trouble, man.
So, Mark, you're saying none of...
So someone just saw someone walking down the street...
And called the police.
And called the police for no reason. It just doesn't make sense.
So, are you saying...
That's why I think the Fort Lupton Police has it out for my kid, because if he won't press charges against the person that said this, supposedly...
All right. They're saying that your son was reported out without supervision, right?
Yes.
As Mark says, for someone to randomly call, first it has to be someone that knows he's supposed to have supervision. Because you don't just call police because you see a kid walking around, right?
I agree.
Okay, so it has to be someone familiar with the case. It has to be.
It's Fort Lupton Police has it out for his kid, Tom.
That's what I believe, because it's the same cop that shows up to my house every single time.
Why would he have something out for your kid? Why would he waste the time? No, I'm serious. What is it that he would... Why? I mean, what is the motive? There's no money here. What's the motive?
I have no clue, Tom, and that's why I need help. I can't afford to get a lawyer.
Well, I can't afford to give you an attorney. I really can't. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, you know, attorneys, did you talk to the defense attorney, the public defender about this? Did he, you know, why does this police officer, you know,
maybe he should move.
Yeah, you might want
to, but with this whole thing, it's kind of difficult to do.
Hold on a second. Let's just give it some thought. Just hold on a second. Stem cell therapy. You know what I say about stem cell therapy. There are more rip-offs than there are good clinics. More rip-offs. That's what's unfortunate. Because we have regulators that do little or nothing. So if you want stem cell therapy, you really have to do research. You do. First of all, you can't ship stem cells over through. You can't ship them at all. So if they don't harvest the stem cells from you on the spot, they're not doing genuine stem cell therapy. That's number one. Number two, if they're not using imaging, it's not correct. And if you don't have an MD, I'm sorry, I wouldn't do it. That's just what I would look for. And you don't get those at some of these phony clinics. You will get the best at Centeno Schultz. They have 14,000 patients they've done, or more now, and they've been doing it from the beginning. 303-963-9201. Don't take chances. Centeno Schultz, 303-963-9201.
This report is brought to you by Lowe's.
Got a couple of problem spots for West.
They just moved out of state. Moved to Techlaw, Fort London. Yeah. I wasn't listening to this, so I don't have it.
The kid, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but here's what it is. In short, this kid got in trouble for sexting over the last 2 years. The same police officer keeps showing up at their home. And it doesn't make sense that someone reported the kid on the street without supervision, but they can't even know, like why wouldn't you disclose who it is, for example, or at least investigate that if they're just trying to get this kid in trouble?
Get the kid.
And if it is a cop that has it out for him, how are you gonna put the system on trial?
They didn't register the kid.
They did. They did register him.
They didn't register him where they were supposed to register.
Was he out? Was he out without supervision?
You know, the advice that
I mean, if he was,
they registered him in Fort Lupton because when we were talking to him, he talked about the process of registering. He talked about it on the air, about, yeah, I had to register him here and now.
So if he moves to Parker and they don't re-register?
No, here's what happened. He went to jail. When he got out, they said he was supposed to re-register. But who would ever know that? It's not something you would normally know.
Mark, the advice those people in front of you got was move out of state.
I don't know why you have such the police are so honest, Mark.
It's got nothing to do with it. The kid was sexting. He got in a shitload of trouble about it. Another 6-8 months go by, he does the same thing again.
Right now, I'll bet you your children, what they've done to this date could have been characterized as sexting. That's how innocent it can be.
Of course it can be. But after the cops show up, and the kid was in jail for how long? How long was he in jail for? You don't think we're missing fucking massive chunks out of this story?
I agree with you on that.
Fuck, they're massive. The kid was in jail for 6 months.
And now he's back.
Now he's back, and he's going back to jail.
He's been back 4 times. Mark, the second time he went back for the second offense, it wasn't for sexting again. It was for using electronics. It was a violation. Each time he went back after, Mark, they didn't even accuse him of sexting. It was violation of probation, meaning using the fucking phone.
We've not learned anything.
That was violation. They're not alleged.
I'll go to exactly what you said, though. Almost every kid you can imagine has done this. None of them go to fucking jail multiple times. There's more to this story.
Well, the multiple times, again, Mark, is the violation of probation.
Look up how.
Why did he go to jail the first time is the question. That's the problem.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Century RV. Century RV. That's the used RV, used and new, the largest selection, the one Mark is buying from. I'm saying that because the guy emailed me. It's Century RV. They have 119 turn off to Longmont, and then they also have the spot in Lakewood, the big giant indoor showroom. It's just north of 6th between Kipling and Sims next to Woodley's. CenturyRV.com. One thing I want to say, Mark and I are having this discussion, and how do you people feel? Okay, here's the deal. Mark says so many kids get in trouble for sexting, or some are never found. But I'll bet you we all have instances that we can point to where it's sexting technically. And kids, you know, send pictures to each other and all that, and delete them and nothing's done. But in the cases where kids are caught, it is a good. Why did this kid go to jail? Why did he not get a fine? Why did he not get a warning? Why did he go to jail? That's the point that has Mark stumped. And then I kind of ask that too. The times after that, I understand, they were violations of probation. They're not saying he sexted multiple times. They're saying he sexted the first time, I believe, and after that, he was using electronics, which was a violation of probation. So, Scott, without stories, okay, I don't want stories. I want, how many times did they actually accuse him of the sexting?
Twice.
Twice. Okay.
2 different people.
What's that? 2 different people?
Yep.
Okay.
2 different girlfriends.
All right. So maybe we got to look at that. Did he go to jail after the first one?
No.
Okay. Then this did follow a normal course almost. What happened after the first one?
They stuck him in a boundaries class with place in Greeley.
All right. So he took a class for sexting. What was the violation the first time? What exactly did he do?
He was sexting and
okay,
got caught.
And why didn't she get in trouble, or did he start it?
Because she deleted it off her phone. He didn't.
Is that what it was, Scott?
Yes, she deleted all of her pictures, but kept his.
And then
My
Tom,
son
your
deleted
son.
all the pictures, his and hers.
Okay, I see what it is. Okay, what?
then
Susan?
to sum it up, then after that, for the second time, what happened is he got caught on Facebook private messaging, sending pictures or accepting pictures
Okay,
or something.
so the first time he went to a boundaries class, and then he got in trouble, but he went to a boundaries class. Reasonable. The second time he was on Facebook using private messaging. Is that right?
Yeah.
And what was he doing there? Was he sending pictures of himself?
Sending and receiving.
Okay. And how old was the girl there? His age?
His age, yeah.
Okay. And who turned him in for that?
She did.
Why? I'm just
I don't
curious. Okay. Did she get in trouble?
No.
Why?
Wish I knew.
Okay.
They said that they couldn't turn a victim into
okay, got it.
An accused.
Okay, now, he then, after the second time, what happened to him?
Went through a year of court, went to jail for...
Okay, so Mark, that's the answer. He was caught twice. That's why he went to jail.
Tom,
He didn't go the first time.
Maybe the pictures he was sending was more graphic than what the girl was
Who
sending
knows?
back.
Who knows?
No, they were both the same.
Okay, and who started it? Do you know?
That I don't know.
Okay, they called him the perp and her the victim. So, listen. Okay, and who investigated that case?
Fort Lupton Police Department.
Fort Lupton, okay. Now, after that case, and he went to jail, then he got out on probation. And so he was in jail once, in jail twice. Why did he go to jail the third time?
He was just arrested last night for the third time.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought he was back and forth a lot of times.
No.
Okay, so the second time he was arrested, how long did he spend in jail?
36 days.
And then when he got out, which was the other night, he's back because they're claiming he did not register. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. When did he register the first time?
January, the very first time?
Yes.
November of last year.
And that was for the first offense or the second?
It was, they just combined it. It was the same.
So in November, he had to register of last year. When were you supposed to register again?
His birthday this year in January.
And you did?
Yep.
And then why did he get arrested now for not registering if you registered him on his birthday?
That's what I don't know.
Well, then the public defender needs to find out.
I agree, and we're having problems with that, and we're having problems with everything, like with this student coming to the police department saying that they saw him walking, and then the police department coming to us and arresting my kid for all this stuff.
But they didn't arrest him for walking without supervision. They asked about it. They arrested him for not registering.
Allegedly, yes.
Okay, well then that's it. That's what they arrested him for. They asked you about, they said, was he downtown walking around without supervision? And you said no. So they arrested him for not registering. But, so this doesn't sound as egregious as I thought. The first time he went to a class, the second time he did 36 days because it was graphic and it was the second time. And then last night was the third time for not registering. Although you claim you registered in January. Now,
yeah, we have proof of that. And whenever he was released from
all right,
jail,
what proof do you have that he registered in January?
The paper that they give you for registering.
Well, then why? Okay, then the public defender should be able to get him out.
I agree, but they're not even giving him a court date until Friday, till tomorrow.
This is.
But also with that kid doing that, like, with this alleged thing, the reason why his probation's being revoked now is because supposedly he was on social media a few months ago, but that case was dismissed because there was no evidence.
Okay.
Now this person now, this kid or whoever.
So what you're saying is they keep trying to violate him. They tried to violate him a few months ago, but there was no evidence, and now they're trying to violate him again for for not registering. Suzanne, what do you have?
So I just had somebody call me who works in law enforcement. He says what happens is when you are registered as a sex offender where you live and then you go to jail in a different town or whatever, then you are registered there. Now, if you're there long enough, they register you in jail, then they give you notification and they tell you you need to re-register when you're back home.
Okay,
that makes sense.
That's what happened.
That makes sense.
We were not given that information.
Okay, it's possible, Scott, that you overlooked it. It's possible, or they didn't give it to you. It's possible.
Or he got it and they said we already registered there. Forget this.
It's possible that you did get it and thought, well, we already registered. I don't know, or your son. I don't know this. I know that, Mark. Now you see there are no big holes. Now it seems pretty logical to me what's happening. It seems pretty logical. What about you?
Well, okay, it's logical. What do you...
No,
okay.
what I'm saying is
so his
he's
attorney
habitual.
needs to defend him and say they didn't know.
Well, he's habitual. He did it twice. Is that habitual?
Well, no. Facebook would be 3 times.
No, that was the second one.
No, that was the 3rd time.
That was dropped.
Mark.
Maybe so, but it was still the 3rd time.
No, it was a 3rd accusation that they dropped. You can't punish somebody for being accused. Trust me, I know that. Anyone can accuse anyone of anything. This man first was sexting on a phone, second on private messaging. Then they tried to violate him for doing it again on Facebook, but there was no evidence. Who complained that 3rd time about the Facebook?
They won't give us any of the information about that.
Okay. So then the 4th time was for not registering. And again, somebody also tried. They didn't know about the register. They tried by saying he was downtown on his own without supervision. You know, you guys truly need to move. I mean, you do. You need to get a fresh start. And I'm serious.
I agree, and we want to, but right now with this case and everything, it's kind of difficult.
No, it is. It is difficult to move. But have you ever tried to have a meeting with you, your son, the public defender, and the prosecutor? A meeting.
I don't think that's possible.
No, it is. It is very possible.
They just send stuff back and forth between the two.
Yeah, but they would like a meeting. They would like it, actually. Just get to know this kid.
How did they originally, going back to the very start of this, why did the cops all of a sudden look at his phone or her phone and find out there was stuff?
Did the parents complain or did she complain?
The parents.
So the parents found the stuff and then complained and the snowball starts.
And she erased her stuff, but his stuff was on there, pictures. Or the truth could be that she never had any stuff and it was him. I mean...
Or his was more graphic.
You're saying that she was sending pictures too, but there was none on there. It's possible,
Was there pictures of the girl on his phone?
Yeah.
No, he deleted it.
No, he deleted it. But she had pictures of him. So, hold on. If you send a naked picture to me... I can have you, well, I guess I can have you arrested, right? Because I'm an adult. Does it matter? I don't know, actually. I
don't know, but Mark shouldn't do that anyways.
But if you send a naked picture to someone, you can be arrested. You can be arrested for it.
If it was unsolicited and you're an adult.
No, I think...
I would say yes.
I think if you send it and someone claims it's unsolicited, how would you prove otherwise? Listen, this is a cluster. Scott, I don't have any suggestions. If someone calls with suggestions, we'll pass them on to you. I would look for a meeting. I would ask for a meeting with the prosecutor. I would. Just to put a face with this kid and a name, and you guys get together and say, look, we want this to stop.
Why do you think they're out to get him, though?
I don't think they are. I don't think they are. I think...
He thinks they are. Well, he thinks there's kids that are saying, hey, he's walking around and everything else. I mean, if we ask the prosecutor...
We don't have a lot of time, Scott, but why do you think they're out to get him?
I wish I knew.
Okay, he doesn't know. All right. Does it sound like a father that's trying to cover for a son?
I don't think he's trying to cover. I think, if I had to guess, I think he's just being a little naive. If the kid's not supposed to use a cell phone, you would think 36 days in the pokey would cure him of that, but it didn't.
All right, we have more coming up.
This is Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW and iHeart.
Review mark, they paired them into victims and perpetrators.
Oh, is it like half in their school? I mean, I would say you would be more sensitive to anything because it happened to people you knew.
Yeah, but that kid never went to jail or anything.
That was his first time.
I don't know. I think some of these parents are a little too uppity. I have a daughter, I mean, she's young, but if she was 16, 17, and, you know, it's like...
I think his pictures were probably more graphic.
Probably, but even then, it's like, are we going to call the cops on that kid?
Pictures. If you look up Prairie View, that school.
I mean, just for sending a picture, especially if she's sending us a
Wouldn't you go to the parents and say, hey, look at what we found, stop.
Right.
No, but a lot of parents go right to the cops.
Oh, it's
They do
crazy.
that.
I agree.
They do that.
I agree. They just apparently they rewrote the law and they've changed some of the sexting laws effective January 1, 2018.
Well, because they couldn't go up less or more.
I think they made them less. So it says here.
International trafficking and child.
Joe, he has a point. They can't go after one unless one is a victim and one is a perp. They have to decide which is which. You're saying maybe it was more graphic. I'm saying...
Like maybe hers
I'm
was in
saying
a broad,
they
this
always
was a
go
dick
after
pic.
the fucking boy. That's what I'm saying.
That's absolutely
And I mean it. They're always going after the fucking boy.
Yeah, they always do that.
You know, because listen, this hits close to home.
The new law is a tiered approach that separates abusive forms of sexting, such as malicious distribution, from consensual electronic exchange.
You know what?
But from experience with our high schoolers, there are signs all over their school saying, don't sex, don't send pictures, you can be convicted. I mean, these kids are warned left and right.
Yeah, but
that doesn't stop them. They're
no,
not
and
supposed to
especially
smoke pot, drink, or
especially if there's if you know. But whatever. I think that it looks like they're trying to change the laws here to, and they have changed the law effective January 1. So now what they're saying is, it says here, prior to the enactment of the law, prosecutors' only options were charging teen sexual behavior was felony exploitation of a child.
You say.
The new law is a tiered approach that separates abusive forms of sexting, such as malicious distribution, from consensual exchange, which means consensual sex exchange.
They're going to be more of a misdemeanor then?
I don't know. I think what that's saying is you may not be violating the law, period, if it's a consensual exchange.
And then what's the definition of a pornographic? I mean, like, our daughter's at the beach and wants to post a picture on Instagram of her in her bikini.
You're saying
she's at the beach. So what's the definition?
I don't want to be here and running away.
I don't know. But I think that the point is, if she sends that to her boyfriend, he's not guilty of, unless he distributes it. He's not guilty of it. That's what this is saying. And similarly, if he sends something to her, same thing. As long as
I
it's
wonder
consensual.
if that boy distributes
The problem
it.
is though, how do you know it's
Last seen in an
consensual?
alleyway behind a bar.
It's like even if she sends a bikini and he goes dick pic, you know, it's like, well, you know, he thought it was consensual, but she didn't, so it wasn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They had to have a victim.
But then again, it's like with girl. I mean, I just feel like
What do you mean you have to have? If you're saying in
Like,
order to get arrested, you have to have a victim who's a minor.
I could see if you distribute naked photos of my daughter that she sent to you,
At least they were saying
in the
they had to be minor.
sexting exchange, I would be
Well, they were
But if it's you guys both have naked pictures
for-
of each other.
You
It's
know,
like your kids. I mean, what's
sexual.
you know, adults do it. I mean,
That's not. I understand.
I don't
What are you
understand.
saying though? You
know, and
you
it's
have
all
to have
right.
victims.
You have to
Tell
have,
them.
yes, there has
You
to be
know,
a victim.
and
There
you
has
don't
to be.
stop.
I bet he was
In
spreading.
fact-
DUI.
I bet you.
No injury, no nothing.
No, of course not. We're talking about sexting. We're talking
In
about
sec, that's what I was asking. Just in that.
Yeah, there are a lot of victimless crimes that you get arrested for. Yes.
But in sexting, they would have to have one.
You have to have someone bring a charge.
The charge was really serious. It was international trafficking and child
Mark,
pornography.
even domestic abuse, they can take without. They can choose to go after you even if the victim doesn't cooperate.
Right.
But they can't do that with sex. I don't know if they could or not actually. I'm saying
Maybe with a minor they could.
It'd be hard to prove, is all.
Yeah. What a mess.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show, 303-713-TALK. Abraham, I'm sorry you had to wait so long. You have a question on a 1099?
Yeah. Hello.
Yes. What's going on, Abraham?
Hi, I'm a student.
What is your question?
My question is, I've been working as a building contractor in different kind of...
Abraham, is there a possibility that... Are you on Bluetooth? Are you driving?
No, I'm not.
Okay, could you just talk into the phone better? We're really having trouble hearing you. And you waited so long, I do not want to disconnect.
Oh, is that better?
That's a little better. Okay, so you were working, and what?
I haven't been in the contractor for
oh my God.
5 years now.
Okay, hold on. Suzanne, we got to help this guy. We can't understand.
Tom, ask him what his question is.
What's your question? Get his question, Suzanne, for him, and let's try to help him. I'm so sorry. I don't... Shannon, what's going on with you, Shannon?
Hi, thanks for taking my call.
Yes.
I was recently in an accident, no injuries, 2 vehicles involved. I had the right-of-way going straight through the intersection, and
Okay.
she turned left into me.
Okay.
I spoke with my insurance, and they want me to file with them because they said that...
With them, meaning they want you to file with the other party?
No, with my insurance because they think the other party will drag their feet. But I was told by my dad that my rate might go up if I make a claim with them.
Whether you make a claim or not, the accident will be recorded on your motor vehicle record, and it's the same. Now, the rates will go up more if it's at fault and they have to pay. It'll go up. It should not go up with a not at fault. If you have too many not at faults, they think there's something wrong. But have you had accidents recently?
No, I haven't had an accident.
Okay. And the fact that you reported it now is all you need to do. Whether you collect or not, it's on your record. It's going to affect you. If it will affect you, it's going to.
And I wouldn't worry about it.
No. How much damage do you think there is?
My entire back bumper is gone. The wheel well was stuck on the back left side.
Did the other party get a ticket?
Yes.
Okay. Shannon, what's your deductible?
I think it's $500.
Okay. They're right. You know, you have a good company. If they said, why don't you just file with us and we'll take care of it for you. What's the name of your company?
Progressive.
Good. They're a good company. What's the name of the other company? Do you know?
State Farm.
Yes. That says it all right there. State Farm sucks. Progressive, didn't they say they would go after State Farm for you?
Yeah, I don't remember the word they
subrogate.
But they said
subrogate.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay. And when they subrogate, Shannon, ask them to also get your $500 back.
Okay.
And they'll do that. So I would go ahead and do it. I wouldn't worry about it.
Okay. And then what if the repairs exceed the worth of the car? Because I still
then they total it. It's not just the worth of the car. It's 75%. If it exceeds 75% of the car, the value, they're going to try to total it. Now, if they total it, that's a whole different story, and you need to talk to us about getting a fair settlement.
Okay.
So, how old is your car?
It's a 2014, so it's a couple of years old.
A 2014 what?
Chevy Cruze, excuse me.
I don't think it's going to total it, but Suzanne, give her a number to call back on if they offer her a settlement, just to make sure it's fair. Scott, what's going on with you, Scott?
Hey, Tom, how you doing, man?
Good. What's going on?
Hey, I live in Florida, man. I listen to you on the iHeart all the time.
Thank you. Thank you. Where are you in Florida?
Jacksonville Beach.
Oh, what a nice area. I like it. So
65 degrees today, bro.
But it's a beautiful area. A lot of people don't think of Jacksonville and North Florida. They don't think of the Panhandle. Everyone thinks of South Florida usually when they say Florida. And I love that area. So what's going on in your life?
Well, I don't have the luxury of the referral list down here, which is what I used to use when I lived in Denver. So I need an electrician, and I know I'm new to the area.
You know what's good about Florida? They have the most strict laws, and they enforce them against shady contractors.
Because of the elderly.
They absolutely do. Do you know that there are contractors that have gotten 3 contracting-related felonies that are literally doing life? Now, I think that's ridiculous, but that's just the way it is. 3 strikes and you're out. And these guys fear that. So that doesn't mean you can just call anyone. I would vet them like I do anything. I would literally call, not just get references, but call references and suppliers. Who do you deal with? Who do you deal with? And then go to a supplier. Who's a good guy that pays his bills? Who's somebody you can depend on here? Who's somebody that shops here with you that you like? Those people are golden. If they've had an account a long time with a supplier of their respective trade, that's what you do. And then call references. And if they won't give you references to call, then don't. But you'll find the truth about references.
And don't pay a cent until you're content.
That's not totally true. You don't have to, withhold every dime, but I would try to pay with credit card at all times if I could, and minimal down, I would say, is a good idea, or no down is even better. But if you have to put down, make sure either materials are delivered or things are ordered, or you do things with a credit card. But Scott, you know, that's the way I would do it. Literally.
What do you think of those Facebook lists, Tom? I mean, obviously we got a really bad story today.
I don't like them. I don't like them. I don't like Home Advisor. I don't like Angie's. I'll tell you why. There's too many ways to phony it up. You can't phony up the referral list because we literally check each and every one and police them. There is no one that does that individually for any contractor anywhere and also follows up each and every complaint. There's no one that does it. Now, I'm not saying that just because you use Angie's List or Home Advisor, you're going to get a bad person. But there is nothing to say you're going to get a good one. It's the luck of the draw. They can't say the most reliable, the best, this. We can say that. Now, if someone turns, as soon as we find out, they're off. I mean, there might be a little tiny exposure there, but we truly work our asses off on this. Every day Mark's on the phone with people trying to work little things out. Chris, what's happening?
Hi, Tom. I was calling about Jim's renovations that you were talking about earlier.
Yes, Jim's renovation, that's a serious problem we have, and we're following it up with criminal and civil action for Jim Johnson. What's going on with him?
Well, it was a leaking dishwasher that necessitated a kitchen remodel, and he scraped our ceiling as well. I don't know if...
Did you have an asbestos ceiling?
We don't know yet. It's that we're actually
well, it must have been popcorn. How old is it?
How old is your home?
78.
You had asbestos, bro.
Maybe.
You need 78?
I think that was the year, right?
Yeah, I mean, they were discontinuing it. I mean, but 79 was absolutely...
Okay. How do you know those dates so vividly?
Because it's on there.
Oh.
You can look them up.
Oh, okay. So you just recently looked it up. Okay. Right. So, listen, Chris, I want you to... You're going to test, I hope, right?
Tonight.
How long ago...
An hour and a half.
How long ago did you have this done?
The leaking dishwasher was 4 days before Christmas. He scraped the ceiling middle of January.
How did you get his name?
Facebook. It was word of mouth.
And where are you located?
Same area in the Littleton Highlands Ranch area.
Listen, Suzanne, make sure Chris has a way to contact us behind the scenes.
This guy, in my opinion, is really dangerous running around doing this.
All right, we got more coming right up.
From the L&L Heating and Air Conditioning Traffic Center.
But like I said, man, he's taking a risk with his own health.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But 78, they were phasing it out already. So,
sure, I'll scrape that ceiling.
Right. I know why.
You guys will be out for a day.
I got a shop bag, don't worry about it.
It's got a special foam filter.
I got a 5-gallon shop bag with a HEPA
furnace filters that it had to go, the air had to go through to go out to the the capture, and they had them layered. They had like 20 layers, those furnace filters.
Right. It's like the Breaking Bad meth cooking operation, right?
Yeah, but
that was actually
right.
fumigating. Yeah.
Well, you got some pleasure from the meth.
Maybe meth cookers would do a better job of...
Seriously, my folks stand down the basement. Oh, God.
Your house may be longer than
that. Down the kitchen that has popcorn on it.
And look how old show today, Tom.
It was a really good show. Didn't even think of that. Yeah, but you say he smoked like a chimney.
Well, but he quit since 85.
I don't know if that matters. The asbestos sure didn't help if he had it. What year did they scrape it?
God, it's probably 78.
That's crazy. I mean, what Tom's saying is true. I'd much rather risk smoking than breathing asbestos for like an hour.
Well, it says long term you don't asbestos.
What's a black lung, man? How about those guys?
Oh, yeah.
Definitely long term.
How a coal company is still in business is mind-blowing. How cigarette and tobacco companies are still in business is mind-blowing.
But those black lung were mines, right? Most coal come from surface mine now. They do them like
well, now they have clean coal. They scrub it down
with soap. It's very clean. It's extremely clean now.
You know how they burn the coal? Dan?
What's that?
You know how they burn the coal now? carpet. It's ground into a powder.
Right, and they've always done that.
Yeah, it's ejected.
Because it's right. They've
Wait
always
a minute. Wait.
Okay.
Are you saying when I buy charcoal briquettes and
they've
cook,
done that for
it's
at least 35
I
years?
have not seen it all smashed
At
up.
least 35 years.
Who invented the charcoal
No, for
briquette?
electrical generation.
You didn't say that.
Who did?
You said all coal.
Henry Ford. Did he? How? Because the Model T Ford had all oak on the inside of the bodies, and it had all the scrap oak he was trying to figure out what to do with from making Model T Fords. And so they learned how to make charcoal.
They have a tank full of gas. You know, gas.
I don't even want to know. Are you saying that it does end?
Yes, it does.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. Listen, I want to tell you, Wink and Wink, Mike Wink that you heard here today is in partnership with Gigi Wink. It's winkandwink.com, 303-410-1720 for a fresh start when you need it, Chapter 7 or Chapter 13. And that's 303-410-1720. Okay, I want to talk to Amy because she called. Amy, what's going on with you, Amy?
Hi, I got a phone call from my mom saying that they have a lien on their house.
Mm-hmm.
The next door neighbor came over and said that he does construction for a living and put a driveway in for them.
Well, did he put it? Did he do a driveway for them?
Yes, driveway's great, but he and my parents paid him, and they have receipts on it. But he did not pay the cement people.
Okay.
And now the people who did the cement have a lien on my parents'
The
house.
workers or the supplier?
The supplier.
Okay. Does she have a contract?
No, it was a next door neighbor friendly type thing.
All right. That's unfortunate. If she had a written contract and she had proof of payment and it was her primary residence, she would have been shielded.
I think even without the contract, though, if the substance is there, I think they can still use that as an affirmative defense.
You can use it. I don't know if it's going to get technical or not. Do you think the guy will foreclose? Let's put it that way.
Or do you think the neighbor right now that did it would give her a paid in full?
Right. Would the neighbor...
They have a receipt saying that it was paid in full.
Good. That's going to be great.
Have that.
I don't think they have much to worry about. But here's another serious question. What does the neighbor say now about it?
They haven't gone to him yet because my mom just found this out.
How long ago was it?
It was last year.
Well, when last year?
Yeah, they don't have it. Yeah, that's a good question because they only have 4 months to do it.
Yeah, if the last time he was over there working or if it was materials when they were dropped.
Delivered, right.
That's it.
They only have 4 months to do it.
120 days.
Did they file it within 120 days?
That I'd have to check with her. I'm not sure.
Okay, well, check with that. They only have 4 months to do it. If they don't do it within that 120 days, they lose their right, and you can use that to get it removed if you need to with a quiet title action. But you don't do that unless you need to, unless she's refinancing or something. That lien will do no harm. It's just going to drop off.
Send us the info at live@troubleshooter.com.
Okay,
we'll look at it.
Send the info, okay, live@troubleshooter.com. That's live@troubleshooter.com. Rod, you were in an accident. What's going on? You need advice?
Yeah, I'm just hoping that you can kind of give me some guidance. Back in February, I was in an auto accident and a hit and run. They were able to track down the driver in the vehicle, and of course, I'm going through the insurance company of the driver. And they have now just told me that the vehicle is a total loss. So I need to, and I was hoping that you could give me some advice on how to get the fair amount.
Mark knows how to do this very well. He's goosed them up a lot.
You got to look around and see what they're selling for and what they've sold for.
You know, I know how to do it, but this guy, Mark actually went through it. And so what we want to do, so we don't run out of time, tomorrow is car day. Let's let Mark, if you can get him on, Suzanne, and I want Mark, and I want everyone to listen when he goes through the steps on goosing up the total value. I had that question once more today. That's how important it is. So let's get Rod on, and Rod, we'll give you a step-by-step. Mark, give him a step-by-step. Now, Natasha called. She had asbestos removed from her home. Jim's renovation did it the wrong way. He did not do any of the environmental stuff required. He just basically went in and scraped it and put it in bags and took it away. He did not dispose of it properly. And here's the deal. This guy did it dead wrong. It's a criminal offense as well as a civil problem. And he's Jim's Renovation. It's Jim Johnson. Beware of this guy. He would have let these people go into that home. It was contaminated, the tester said, higher than any level he has seen, which means these kids would have gotten cancer. It's not if. This is outrageous. And then the man cussed us out when we tried to talk to him. So this is Jim's Renovation, Jim Johnson. His only defense was he dealt with her father, not with her. I mean, I don't know. These clowns, these contractors always try crazy, defenses and crazy stories. Here's the deal, folks. It's true. We are going after him. If you know Jim Johnson, he's licensed out of North Glen. He's on Facebook, Jim's Renovation. You better let him know. He also works a lot in Highlands Ranch in Littleton. His number is 303-585-1845. We are going after him. 303-585-1845. He's also going on Sleaze Brigade. And I recommend you go on Sleaze Brigade to check him out and check others out. SleazeBrigade.com has a listing, the worst of the worst. And recently we put up a guy named Anders, Dave Anders, right? Jim Weiss is up there again.
Yeah, he's a double.
Jim Weiss.
He's a double.
He's a car guy. Dave Anders is a contractor who took $68,000 from a woman and did nothing, or very little, and then walked off. We also have a guy named Dusty Lobsinger who should be avoided. Dusty Lobsinger. And for all you other TV reporters that want stories, all you have to do is go to SleazeBrigade.com, get the information, and put it on TV. Let's get these people out of business. In fact, or call us. We'll give you all the information. We would love to help you get these people out of business. Don't forget winkandwink.com, 303-410-1720. And I say this, and I truly, truly mean it. Use referralist.com and save all your problems for me.
Do you have Natasha's last name and phone number?
I got her email.
Okay. Do you have a phone number for her?
Yeah.
Okay.